Nurja, all of you, thank you very much for joining us for the moment. We will keep coming back to you. As our reporters, of course, are pointing out, there are still a lot of links that appear to be missing, and the police are trying to connect the dots as soon as they can. We will, of course, keep tracking this case because it does go back to court today when the police is likely to ask for extended custody. You are watching Republic TV. We slip into a very short break. On the other side, we bring you more details of the cash for ticket scandal that's now broken out in Delhi. And Satyendra Jain's bail plea hearing also comes up today in a Delhi court.
यहीं पर आफ्ताब पूनावाला आता था और रात के 2 बजे लगातार वो 20 दिनों तक यही करता था। अलग अलग जगहों पर उन कंकालों को फेंकता था, उन टुकड़ों को फेंकता था। यहीं से 50 मीटर की दूरी पर आफ्ताब मौजूद है इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर के साथ, और वो बता रहा है कि कहां पर उसने उन टुकड़ों को दफनाया है, कहां पर फेंका है।
Prime Minister right now is meeting with the diaspora. He's been given a traditional welcome.
Bail has been granted to actor Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore scam.
Kamal Nath, where the state police is conducting searches in the residence of a few people on the suspicion that they have links with the ISIS.
Will the opposition change the game?
भाजपा का जाने का टाइम आ गया है। अब गुजरात के अंदर नई राजनीति होगी। 27 साल से जो ये लोग लूट रहे थे, अब इसको बंद करने का टाइम आ गया।
Will the BJP buck the trend?
गुजरात ने नफरत फैलावनारा लोगों एमने गुजरात क्यारे स्वीकार करतो जेमणे जेमणे गुजरात ने बदनाम करवानी कोशिश करी छे आ गुजरातनी जनता एमने वाड़ी चोरीने साफ કરી નાખ્યા છે।
December 8th with Arnab.
श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब बता, देखो आफ्ताब दिख रहा है, देखो मुंह छिपा रहा है अपना, कुछ भी बोल नहीं रहा है, मुंह छिपा रहा है। अभी से पछतावा हो रहा है आफ्ताब को, लेकिन कुछ बोलने से बच रहा है।
Security forces have busted a major plot of the terror groups to carry out a major terror strike within the Jammu city, and 2 IDs have been busted by the Jammu police.
IT department is conducting search in Greater Kailash 2, which is in the national capital. Now, ₹1 crore cash has been seized. First pictures of Aftab inside the prison in connection with the horrific murder that took place in the national capital.
यहीं पर आफ्ताब पूनावाला आता था और रात के 2 बजे लगातार वो 20 दिनों तक यही करता था। अलग अलग जगहों पर उन कंकालों को फेंकता था, उन टुकड़ों को फेंकता था। यहीं से 50 मीटर की दूरी पर आफ्ताब मौजूद है इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर।
Welcome back. You are watching live and breaking on Republic TV, and we are going to go to the other big story that we are tracking right now. In fact, it is a controversy that has broken out with regards to the Congress Party's Bharat Jodo Yatra. The BJP has now questioned the burning logo on India's map. We're going to play out that video for you very shortly. What we're given to understand is that it appears that they just inaugurated this logo, and what it essentially shows is India's map, and then it appears to be a fire or that breaks out right in the heart of the country. So controversy breaking out over this. The BJP has questioned the Congress party in terms of what it really means by doing, by releasing a video like this one. Let's listen into what the BJP is saying.
कांग्रेस ने अपने ट्विटर हैंडल पर एक वीडियो शेयर की जिसमें भारत को जलता दिखाया है, आग लगी दिखाई है। हमें लगता था कि शायद राजीव गांधी की ये मानसिकता रही। 1984 में जिस तरह से भारत को जलाने का काम किया, सिखों को जिंदा जलाकर मारने का काम किया, शायद ये परंपरा, ये सोच केवल राजीव गांधी की थी। लेकिन नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है। आज राहुल गांधी ने भी उसी सोच का प्रगटावा किया, उसी सोच को दोबारा से जिंदा किया और भारत को आग लगाकर और ये कहा कि इस धुएं की चिंगारी भारत को जागृत करेगी, जगाएगी। आपने 1984 में भी ऐसे ही आपके पिता ने कहा था मंच पर खड़ा होकर कि जब बड़ा पेड़ गिरता है तो धरती हिलती है, और आज राहुल गांधी भी वही कह रहे हैं कि भारत में जब आग लगेगी तो ही जागृति आएगी, तो ही लोग जागेंगे। ये मानसिकता जलाने की, लोगों को मारने की कांग्रेस के खून में है और गांधी परिवार के खून से कभी जा नहीं सकती। राजीव गांधी की वही सोच आज राहुल गांधी के सामने है, आप लोगों के भी सामने है। देखिए, वही राजीव और वही राहुल और वही जलाने की प्रकृति और वही जलाने की सोच अभी तक इनकी बदली नहीं है।
All right, so that of course is Manjinder Singh Sirsa over there saying, questioning rather the Congress party over what this essentially means. Piyush, what are you hearing from the Congress party so far? Has they responded to charges that the BJP has laid at their doorstep, essentially saying that this is the legacy of the Congress party?
Well, Nupur, so far Congress party has not responded on this big controversy which is now erupting, though BJP is asking tough questions from the Congress party. Beg your pardon. Top leader of BJP, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, has now released a video statement where he is now saying that similar sort of attempt was done by Rajiv Gandhi in 1984, and at that time the entire nation was burning, and once again the similar sort of attempt is being done by Rahul Gandhi because this message is being sent through his own Bharat Jodo Yatra. Congress party has tweeted, and I quote, I'm reading from that particular tweet which was done by Congress party, and I'm quoting from the tweet, मोहब्बत की चिंगारी लग चुकी है, प्यार का धुआं उठ रहा है, यही धुआं उठेगा और आसमान पर लिखेगा हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद. While tweeting this, they've also put a video in which we can see how smog is coming out from the middle of the map of India. So this is what the message which Congress party is trying to send out. We'll have to wait and watch how further it is going to escalate. But BJP right now is asking questions from Congress party over this controversial tweet and questioning Rahul Gandhi over this. They are also saying that similar sort of attempts were made by Rajiv Gandhi during 1984 when genocide of Sikhs had taken place, and now once again Rahul Gandhi is also doing so. Earlier also similar sort of tweets were done by Congress party, where we have seen how at that time also BJP targeted Congress, but it seems like Congress has not learnt from its mistakes, and once again the controversial tweet has been done as Rahul Gandhi continues to take part in Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Right, absolutely. There has, of course, been considerable controversy around, the Bharat Jodo handle of the Congress party. We've seen it in news often enough. The latest one, of course, is this picture that they've tweeted. But before that, of course, the Bengaluru court had directed them to temporarily hold back accounts regarding, the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Well, absolutely. This is not the first time when Rahul Gandhi has become a part of controversy as he continues to lead Bharat Jodo Yatra. Earlier also in Bengaluru, there in Telangana, and while he was beginning his Bharat Jodo Yatra, at that time also multiple controversies have taken place. But Congress party and specifically Rahul Gandhi is not learning from the kind of mistakes he is committing. What Congress party continues to say that these controversies are nothing but being driven by the propaganda of BJP. They are taking out this Bharat Jodo Yatra to unite the entire nation because a lot of hatred has been spread by Bharatiya Janata Party across the country, and Congress party wants to unite each and everyone, and that is why they are taking out this Bharat Jodo Yatra. But during the last more than one month, we have seen how multiple controversies have taken place, and this time it has now gone beyond the limit where the Indian map is, the video has been posted by Congress party where Indian map is seen burning, and that is why the BJP is asking questions from Congress party and specifically from Rahul Gandhi, targeting him, saying that similar sort of attempts were done by his father Rajiv Gandhi during 1984, and now once again he is trying to send out a message that the country will be united only and only when they put the flag on the map of our country on fire. Now we'll have to wait and watch how the Congress party is going to react on this. So far, Congress has not responded on this. Nupur.
Oh, yes, absolutely, Piyush. We'll have to wait and watch out for what their response to this is. For the moment, thank you very much for joining us, Piyush, bringing us all those details. We are, of course, still awaiting a reaction to come in from the Congress party, but the BJP attacking the Congress nevertheless. And here's a look at what else is making news this morning. The Delhi police is expected to file an application in court seeking maximum possible remand for Aftab, with the Delhi police further having taken DNA samples from Shraddha's father to match the bones recovered earlier. A controversy has broken out in Madhya Pradesh over a cake in the image of a temple cut by the former MP Chief Minister Kamal Nath. Now, the video that has surfaced has led to a furious exchange of words between the Congress and the BJP.
Cake puts the mandir and also puts Hanumanji on the cake, and the cake is being cut. This is not acceptable for any of the faithfuls, and it hurts the Hindu sentiments. But this kind of actions are done because in reality these people are Chunavi Hindus, they are seasonal Hindus. This is the same Kamal Nath who in a closed room was telling that one community should vote for us completely or else we will be completely decimated. This is their real face.
The NIA has taken up the twin blast case at Udhampur in Jammu and Kashmir before the Home Minister's visit to the Union Territory. 2 FIRs have been registered 48 days after the blast, with the terrorist named Aslam Sheikh linked to the Lashkar-e-Toiba arrested with IEDs and sticky bombs. The NIA is further investigating a greater conspiracy to disrupt the Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to Jammu and Kashmir. The BJP has continued with its offensive against the Aam Aadmi Party over selling tickets in the national capital, with a poster campaign on social media portraying AAP leaders as thugs of Delhi. The BJP national spokesperson Shehzad Poonawalla has said that Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had a lot of questions to offer in connection with this.
A party of Delhi ke thugs, those who have done thuggery in Sharab Ghotala, those who have done thuggery in Hawala Ghotala, those who have done thuggery inside Tihar and have even looted a thug like Sukesh, those who have done thuggery in Delhi riots, those who have done thuggery in selling tickets of their own party, those who have done thuggery in Bus Ghotala, and the Mahathug who is giving them protection and is defending them and is ensuring they get a free run to do thuggery is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the kingpin. Today he must answer.
The Aam Aadmi Party's candidate for Somnath in Gujarat, Jagmal Mala, was seen creating a ruckus at a toll booth in Veerawal. The AAP candidate is further reported to be a close aide of Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and the Vice President of the AAP in Gujarat. A court in Delhi is expected to pronounce, a court in Varanasi is expected to pronounce its verdict in connection with the permission to allow worship of a shivling claimed to have been found inside the Gyanvapi Mosque complex. A court in Delhi is expected to pronounce an order on the bail plea of Delhi's Health Minister Satyendra Jain, who is arrested under provisions of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The ED has summoned Jharkhand's Chief Minister Hemant Soren at its regional office in Ranchi for questioning in a money laundering case linked to illegal mining in the state. Now, Soren earlier had sought a 3-week deferment of sermons and had skipped the ED's summons on the 3rd of November and further threatened the ED to arrest him. US President Joe Biden, in a social media post, commented on his meeting with Prime Minister Modi and Indonesia's president, reaffirming the commitment of the United States of America to the G20 as a premier forum for global economic cooperation. The permanent representative to the United Nations for India, Ruchira Kamboj, has expressed India's concerns over Ukraine with regards to energy and food security during the conflict. The concerns were expressed after the most recent attacks on Ukraine. You are watching Republic TV. Still to come, the ED's news titans in Jharkhand, illegal mining scam. Chief Minister Hemant Soren is summoned. And also coming up in the dock for money laundering, a Delhi court is to pronounce its order on Satyendra Jain's bail plea.
I was on insulin for a very long time. After joining Beto, within 5 months of time, I was off insulin. The medicines what I'm taking has become minimum and I'm very happy. Maybe in future, I'll be off medicines very soon.
Get your diabetes care program with a free Beto glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Will the opposition change the game?
भाजपा का जाने का टाइम आ गया है। अब गुजरात के अंदर नई राजनीति होगी। 27 साल से जो ये लोग लूट रहे थे, अब इसको बंद करने का टाइम आ गया।
Will the BJP buck the trend?
ગુજરાતને નફરત ફેલાવનારા લોકો એમને ગુજરાત ક્યારેય સ્વીકાર કરતું જેમણે ગુજરાતને બદનામ કરવાની કોશિશ કરી છે આ ગુજરાતની જનતા એમને વાળી ચોળીને સાફ કરી નાખ્યા છે.
December 8th with Arnab.
आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब बता, देखो आफ्ताब दिख रहा है, देखो मुंह छिपा रहा है अपना, कुछ भी बोल नहीं रहा है, मुंह छिपा रहा है, अभी से पछतावा हो रहा है आफ्ताब को, लेकिन कुछ बोलने से बच रहा है.
Security forces have busted a major plot of the terror groups to carry out a major terror strike within the Jammu city, and 2 IDs have been busted by the Jammu police.
IT department is conducting search in Greater Kailash 2, which is in the national capital. Now, rupees 1 crore cash has been seized. First pictures of Aftab inside the prison in connection with the horrific murder that took place in the national capital.
यहीं पर आफ्ताब पूना वाला आता था और रात के 2 बजे लगातार वो 20 दिनों तक यही करता था. अलग अलग जगहों पर उन कंकालों को फेंकता था, उन टुकड़ों को फेंकता था. यहीं से 50 मीटर की दूरी पर आफ्ताब मौजूद है इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर के साथ और वो बता रहा है कि कहां पर उसने उन टुकड़ों को दफनाया है, कहां पर फेंका है.
Now, after the Mandir cake controversy in Kamal Nath's birthday celebrations, now the BJP has lashed out at Kamal Nath. Remember that the former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister and the Congress leader Kamal Nath had courted controversy after he cut a temple-shaped cake with a portrait of Lord Hanuman on it. As the BJP accused the Congress leader of insulting Hindu sentiments, the Congress has said that the cake was brought by his supporters from Chhindwara who wanted to celebrate his birthday in advance, and the cake was the shape of a 121 feet Hanuman Mandir that Kamal Nath had built in Chhindwara. So that's what the controversy essentially is about. The BJP, of course, has hit out at Kamal Nath.
इनका भगवान की भक्ति से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. ये वो पार्टी जो कभी राम मंदिर का विरोध करती थी, अब देखा कि नहीं इसके कारण तो वोटों का नुकसान हो जाता है, तो वोट के लिए फिर हनुमान जी याद आ गए. लेकिन मुंह में राम बगल में छुरी, जाकी रही भावना जैसी. अब बताइए, केक में हनुमान जी बनाए जाते हैं? ये सनातन परंपरा का अपमान नहीं है? हनुमान जी को आप केक पे बना रहे हैं और केक काट रहे हैं. ये अपमान है हिंदू धर्म का, सनातन परंपरा का, जिसको ये समाज स्वीकार नहीं करेगा.
हिंदू आस्था का अपमान. दिस इज कांग्रेस ओनली पहचान, बिकॉज दे वांट टू रन वोट बैंक की दुकान एंड बिकम तुष्टिकरण के भाईजान. एंड देयरफॉर वेदर इट इज जारकीहोली स्टेटमेंट्स ऑन हिंदूज, वेदर इट इज शिवराज पाटिल सेइंग दैट गीता जी इज लाइक जिहाद, वेदर इट इज saying Hindu terror, whether it is saying saffron terror, Hindutva is like ISIS, or denying the existence of Shri Ram and opposing Ram Mandir. This is the history of the Congress party, because they are in competition of appeasement politics with the Aam Aadmi party, whose Gopal Italia has abused Mandir and Katha, and whose Rajinder Pal has said many objectionable things about Hindu religion. On the face of it, they try to be Chunavi Hindus. They wear Janyu on the coat and they go to mandirs during the Chunav. But in reality, the Congress party only time and again again tries to insult and hurt the Hindu Astha and sentiment. Today, Kamal Nath on his cake puts the mandir and also puts Hanumanji on the cake, and the cake is being cut. This is not acceptable for any of the faithfuls, and it hurts the Hindu sentiments. But this kind of actions are done because in reality, these people are Chunavi Hindus. They are seasonal Hindus. This is the same Kamal Nath who in a closed room was telling that one community should vote for us completely or else we will be completely decimated. This is their real face. Today, there's a long list of anti-Hindu statements and actions of the Congress party. The Congress party must tell us that what action they will take on their leaders for such kind of depiction of Hanumanji on a cake.
All right. So the BJP, of course, hitting out at the Congress party on this. Now, do remember that this is not the first time that Kamal Nath has stared at controversy. Just a while ago, I think he was under fire after he was felicitated at an event on the occasion of Guru Nanak Jayanti in Indore. There were questions raised as to why someone who was an accused in the 1984 anti-Sikh riots was called to that function. Now, of course, again finding himself in the middle of a heated debate after he cut a birthday cake for himself that was shaped in the form of the Hanuman temple, and also, in fact, had a Hanuman sitting atop the cake for cutting it. Now, the Congress party, of course, in his defense, seems to suggest that it was brought by a worker, and to keep the workers' sentiments, he cut that cake. But obviously questions will remain as to whether this was an attempt to essentially hurt Hindu sentiments. And more news coming in. We are given to understand that the Aam Aadmi Party's MLA is currently at the ACB. This is over questioning over the cash for ticket scandal. I think Piyush is with us. He has more details on this. Yes, Piyush, tell us more about what's happening, where you're reporting from.
Unit and Aam Aadmi Party MLA Akhilesh Tripathi has been summoned here by ACB officials after yesterday the kind of raids those were conducted by ACB. Remember that during its raids, ACB had recovered cash of around 33 lakh rupees and
शामिल रहता है, उसके खिलाफ कम से कम 50 केस चल रहे हैं. उसने इंस्पेक्टर जो जांच कर रहे थे अशोक बिहार थाने में उसके खिलाफ सब इंस्पेक्टर उसके उनके खिलाफ लगाया कि उन्होंने उनका मोलेस्टेशन करने की कोशिश की अपनी पत्नी का. डीडीए के अभी एक वायरल हुआ डीडीए का एक केस जिसमें डायरेक्टर लेवल के एक अधिकारी थे, उनको फोर्स करके उनको ब्लैकमेल करने का काम कर रहा था और उसका भी वीडियो वायरल हुआ था. पीछे ऐसा व्यक्ति जो अपने भाई भतीजों.
All right, going back to Piyush. Piyush, you were, of course, taking us through what's happening right now. Even as we speak, the AAP MLA, of course, is at the ACB's office to answer some questions.
Well, certainly, Nupur, as you are speaking, Akhilesh Tripathi is here at ACB headquarters. And let us also tell to our viewers the background of this entire story. What actually happened on 9th of November when the elections for MCD polls were announced a couple of days back were announced. But on 9th of November, a man with the name of Gopal Khari reached out to Akhilesh Tripathi requesting him for a ticket for councillor from ward number 69. At that time, according to the allegations made by Gopal Khari, Akhilesh Tripathi had demanded 90 lakh rupees for the ticket. Though he agreed to give the money, but initially he gave 35 lakhs to Akhilesh Tripathi, and the dealing which took place at Rajesh Gupta's residence, who's another MLA of Aam Aadmi Party, also took 20 lakhs. So in total, Gopal Khari had given, according to the allegations which he is making, that he had given 55 lakh rupees to Akhilesh Tripathi and Rajesh Gupta, both the MLAs of Aam Aadmi Party, for tickets to his wife Shobha Khari. But a couple of days after that, when the tickets were announced, the name of Gopal Khari's wife was missing. and he got agitated and he called again the office of Akhilesh Tripathi asking why tickets were not given to Shobha Khari, wife of Gopal Khari. At that time, the aides of Akhilesh Tripathi told Gopal Khari that next time that would be given, and soon after that, the aides of Akhilesh Tripathi came to the residence of Gopal Khari to return him the money, but they did not return the full amount which was paid by Gopal Khari to the aides of Akhilesh Tripathi. And when they had come to pay back the money, to return back the money to Gopal Khari, ACB officials reached there and they conducted a raid, and during that particular raid they arrested a few aides of Akhilesh Tripathi. Yesterday they were produced in court also. Out of these 3 aides, 2 were sent to police custody and 1 person was sent for judicial custody in the jail. Now the investigation in this case is going on. Today Anti-Corruption Bureau has summoned Akhilesh Tripathi at the ACB office in National Capital for the further questioning. Yesterday we had also spoken to the main complainant Gopal Khari, who told us as to how he was pressurized by Akhilesh Tripathi to collect an amount of 90 lakh rupees to pay to Aam Aadmi Party aides, Aam Aadmi Party MLAs aides, so that further it can be given to the top leadership of Aam Aadmi Party. And this was being done so that his wife, Gopal Khari's wife, can get a ticket. But even after paying 55 lakh, he did not get the ticket. His wife did not get the ticket. He got really agitated and he called up ACB officers. Now the investigation in this case is going on. 3 people, 3 aides of Akhilesh Tripathi have now been arrested. We just spoke to Akhilesh Tripathi, MLA of Aam Aadmi Party. He is now condemning all the allegations. He is now telling us that these are fake allegations, and this man, the complainant in this case, has been indulged into many many illegal activities, and what he is saying is absolutely lie. Aam Aadmi Party yesterday had also issued a statement saying that there is no role of AAP leaders in this, but the kind of video and audio which has surfaced which somewhere indicates that yes, there is role of the aides of Aam Aadmi Party, but ACB continues to maintain that it is doing the investigation. We are still waiting for the outcome of this entire investigation.
Right. Piyush Mishra bringing us all those details of what's taking place at the Anti-Corruption Bureau's office. Thank you very much for the moment for joining us. So as Piyush is telling us, more investigation being carried out by the Anti-Corruption Bureau. And you are watching Republic TV. Still to come, India demands justice for Shraddha, accused of killing her. Aftab is to be produced in court today.
I was on insulin for a very long time. After joining Beto, within 5 months of time, I was off insulin. The medicines what I'm taking has become minimum, and I'm very happy. Maybe in future, I'll be off medicines very soon.
Get your diabetes care program with a free Beto glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Security forces have busted a major plot of the terror groups to carry out a major terror strike within the Jammu city, and 2 IDs have been busted by the Jammu police.
IT department is conducting search in Greater Kailash 2, which is in the national capital. Now, ₹1 crore cash has been seized. First pictures of Aftab inside the prison in connection with the horrific murder that took place in the national capital.
यहीं पर आफ्ताब पूनावाला आता था और रात के 2 बजे लगातार वो 20 दिनों तक यही करता था। अलग अलग जगहों पर उन कंकालों को फेंकता था, उन टुकड़ों को फेंकता था। यहीं से 50 मीटर की दूरी पर आफ्ताब मौजूद है इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर के साथ, और वो बता रहा है कि कहां पर उसने उन टुकड़ों को दफनाया है, कहां पर फेंका है।
Prime Minister right now is meeting with the diaspora. He's been given a traditional welcome.
Bail has been granted to actor Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore scam.
Kamal Nath, where the state police is conducting searches in the residence of a few people on the suspicion that they have links with the ISIS.
Will the opposition change the game?
भाजपा का जाने का टाइम आ गया है। अब गुजरात के अंदर नई राजनीति होगी। 27 साल से जो ये लोग लूट रहे थे, अब इसको बंद करने का टाइम आ गया।
Will the BJP buck the trend?
ગુજરાતને નફરત ફેલાવનારા લોકો એમને ગુજરાત ક્યારેય સ્વીકાર કરતું જેમણે ગુજરાતને બદનામ કરવાની કોશિશ કરી છે આ ગુજરાતની જનતા એમને વાળી ચોળીને સાફ કરી નાખ્યા છે.
United States representative to the UN has called Russia's bombing of civilian energy infrastructure as an attempt by the Russian President Vladimir Putin to freeze the country into submission. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that Ukraine wanted full access to the international investigation into the Poland missile strike, further stating that the Ukrainian position is very transparent and they were striving to establish all the details, adding that Russian aggression has led to deaths in Poland. You are with Republic. Up next, in the dock for money laundering, a Delhi court is to pronounce its order on Satyendra Jain's bail plea.
Prime Minister right now is meeting with the diaspora. He's been given a traditional welcome.
Bail has been granted to actor Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore scam.
Kamal Nath, where the state police is conducting searches in the residence of a few people on the suspicion that they have links with the ISIS.
Will the opposition change the game?
भाजपा का जाने का टाइम आ गया है. अब गुजरात के अंदर नई राजनीति होगी. 27 साल से जो ये लोग लूट रहे थे, अब इसको बंद करने का टाइम आ गया.
Will the BJP buck the trend?
ગુજરાતને નફરત ફેલાવનારા લોકો એમને ગુજરાત ક્યારેય સ્વીકાર કરતું જેમણે ગુજરાતને બદનામ કરવાની કોશિશ કરી છે આ ગુજરાતની જનતા એમને વાળી ચોળીને સાફ કરી નાખ્યા છે.
December 8th with Arnab.
आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब पता देखो, आफ्ताब दिख रहा है, देखो मुंह छिपा रहा है अपना, कुछ भी बोल नहीं रहा है, मुंह छिपा रहा है. अभी से पछतावा हो रहा है आफ्ताब को, लेकिन कुछ बोलने से बच रहा है.
Security forces have busted a major plot of the terror groups to carry out a major terror strike within the Jammu city, and 2 IDs have been busted by the Jammu police.
IT department is conducting search in Greater Kailash 2, which is in the national capital. Now, rupees 1 crore cash has been seized. First pictures of Aftab.
2 states. भारत के साथ जम्मू कश्मीर को जोड़ने का काम देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने किया.
गुजरात के लोगों ने इतना भारी बहुमत देके इनको राज दिया कि आपके घर में मौत होने पे आपसे मिलने भी नहीं आते.
There's only one channel for the result. Day live. December 8th with Arnab.
Thanks for tuning in this Thursday. Straight up, starting with breaking news coming in, where a video has surfaced which shows Iranian security forces opening fire on people at a metro station in Tehran and even beating women. So the video that has surfaced, which shows the brutality as women are seen being assaulted. Several women, we understand, were also seen not wearing hijabs. But more details are awaited as to whether the firing was over hijabs, women not wearing hijab, or as a protest over the hijab swell. So the footage that has surfaced shows passengers running towards exits, with many even following each other after the police opened fire. So that's the visual that we've accessed, in which you can see the women being assaulted and being subjected to utmost brutality. The Iranian police officials can be seen attacking women while many are seen exiting as well. We understand that the police also opened fire to control the situation. So situation definitely tense, and these are the visuals that testify how the women are being subjected to utmost torture. Several of these women are being assaulted. Many of them are even seen not wearing hijab. We do not yet know whether these protests were over hijab or whether there was any other reason. on this. We have Nivedna joining us from the Delhi newsroom. Nivedna, anything we've been able to pick up as to why the security forces opened fire on the people in the first place?
Well, Samiksha, we're trying to pick up details on that, but obviously, as we're seeing in those visuals as well, what we're understanding so far, of course, is that the Iranian security forces did open fire on people at this metro station in Tehran. Now, like you also pointed out, we're trying to find out if the reason for this, of course, was some are saying the women were not wearing hijabs, or there is another particular reason, but those visuals, of course, are showing the particular incident that has taken place here as well. Now, this took place at a metro station in Tehran, and the women were also assaulted. The footage, of course, which has been shared on social media, showed, of course, passengers running towards exits with many falling and, of course, trampling as well. But we're trying to pick up more details on that, Samiksha, as of now, because obviously there have been protests after the death of Mahsa Amini. So the third month of continuous protests that we're seeing in various parts of the globe.
Yes, and Nivedna, have you been able to pick up anything as to whether these protests and this situation was limited only to one particular area? Because we understand that the situation is definitely tense over the protests we've seen over the past few months of women not wearing hijab and protesting over this.
Right, Samiksha, we're trying to pick up more details on that front, but the latest what we can tell you so far is the fact that this incident took place at the metro station in Tehran, where, of course, we're seeing those visuals also surfacing on social media with the fact where the women were not wearing mandatory hair coverings, as well as, of course, we do understand that the protests have happened after the death of Mahsa Amini, which was in September. But, of course, we'll continue to get more details on that, but this is the latest that we can tell you, that the Iranian security forces did open fire at this metro station in Tehran.
All right, Nivedna. So, Nivedna, they're getting us those details of the protests that broke out, and consequently how the Iranian police officials were also seen opening fire. Little information is known so far, but as you can see there, the visuals that testify to the very fact that how the women were subjected to utmost brutality. Nivedna, talking about, how the women have been assaulted time and again in Iran. Talk to us, how has the situation been like ever since that incident happened of Mahsa Amini, because situation is definitely grim all across Iran.
Exactly, right after we did see that particular incident that did transpire, many women, of course, took part in the anti-hijab movement as well. In fact, talking about this incident, what we're also picking up is that dozens of protesters, in fact, were heard chanting, "We'll fight back, we'll die, we'll take back Iran," is what we're understanding, where in this particular social media post, in terms of the protests that were earlier taking place ahead of this incident that transpired at the Tehran metro station. But obviously, we've seen many women take to the streets and protest as well after Mahsa Amini's death that took place in September.
All right, so Nivedna, they're getting us those details. We'll try and go across to get some reactions as well, but in the visuals there that you can see how the women are being beaten up, they are being thrashed by the police officials. This, of course, as many of these women were not seen wearing hijab as well. The visual there, all right, the visual there that shows how the situation only escalated when these police officials were seen opening fire. Many were seen, these police officials were not just opening fire but even thrashing them. We have Zeenat Shaukat Ali also joining us on the phone line. Ma'am, if I can get your quick reaction, what do you make of the situation in Iran? Definitely tense, complete chaos there. Police officials opening fire, these women being assaulted. What do you make of this?
I think the situation looks completely, out of control and chaotic. And I think very condemnable and deplorable that women are being killed and, attacks are happening on them for whatever reason that they may not agree with the government. There is a way to communicate, there is a way to negotiate, there is a way to dialogue. But this is not the way to, kill people and to destroy them. I think this is it has to be taken up, this matter has to be taken up at higher levels, that as to, why these atrocities against women are happening. After all, they have a voice, they have a choice, and they're expressing themselves one way or the other. Now, when you express yourself in any country, the government should listen to you. Should listen to you and then decide what they want to do without causing physical harm and damage like they're doing. I think, this is against international norms, against every form of decency, and I think, I'm extremely pained to hear that, things like this can happen even in the 21st century. Women are being targeted and killed, for actually no reason at all. So here you have to, I think that this is, for me, it is a very highly condemnable act.
And also, ma'am, just a follow-up question. What do you think should be the way forward here on? Do you think the world leaders should come together probably and look for a situation? Maybe at the United Nations, there should be some resolution passed. What do we look forward to? What can be done to help these women out there in Tehran?
Yeah, I think, the international community must intervene. There must be voices from all over the world. And they should not be politicized. Once you put it into the realm of politics, there is an easy escape. But you have to put it into the human rights. You have to put it under women's rights. And the United Nations and the world community must unite on this to see that, killings of this kind and attacks of this kind on innocent people who are standing for whatever reasons, instead of dialoguing, instead of communicating, instead of talking to them, you just pick up a gun and kill them. That's absolutely, that's absolutely unacceptable and barbarous.
Well, absolutely. Stay with us, ma'am. We have Brinda Adige also joining us. If I can get your word, because as Zinat Shaukat Ali was saying that the world leaders need to come together, but what is the way out? What can really be done when we talk about that global forum to stop these atrocities against women in Tehran?
First and foremost, we all know that this is gross human rights violation and it is sanctioned by the state. So it is important that countries that have any kind of trade associations or other associations with Iran must be able to put their foot down and say that this is not the way the state must give authority to the police to open fire in public. And maybe it is also because the women are not wearing the hijab. Because one part of the thing that we can see on your screen is this woman who is not wearing a hijab, and there are 4 or 5 of these policemen who are manhandling her and physically assaulting her. So we want to ask this question, what are world leaders doing? Often they are very happy, very quick to point out fingers to our country, saying that we are gross violators of human rights, or women are not safe in India. But who is raising their voice against this form of gross human rights violations? Not only is it physical inside their homes where their families might be forcing them, but out on the street where the state-sanctioned police is using so much force and assaulting in public. They are not afraid, not scared. The impunity that this country can do anything and nobody will question them the world over. That is a dangerous trend.
Well, absolutely. Thank you for speaking to us. So, Brinda Adige there also stating the fact that it is outright human rights violation. The visuals there on your screens of how these women in Tehran were being assaulted. They were brutally thrashed. In fact, not just this, the police officials also opened fire at them. Several of these women were not wearing hijab. So, there is in fact, complete chaos, mayhem there that can be seen at this metro station in Tehran. Nivedna, of course, continues to be with us. Nivedna, if you can talk to us more about reactions coming in, any of the world leaders really, if any world leader has reacted to what we are seeing, the situation in Tehran, because it's absolutely a complete madness.
We're trying to pick up details on that front, Samiksha, but just talking about this incident where we're seeing those visuals also come on our screens where, of course, absolute horrific images over there that we can see where the Iranian security forces are absolutely brutal with the way they, like Brinda Adige was also talking about the fact that if there is a particular message that they would like to voice, it could have been done in a better manner instead of resorting to violence this way. In fact, what we're also trying to understand is that the protesters were seen setting headscarves on fire in the metro stations and also chanting, and what we're also learning is that there was some protest also that was taking place, and after that particular incident is when this actually occurred at the metro station is what we're picking up so far.
All right, Nivedna, thank you for the moment. So that's a developing story there. We'll keep getting you more updates on that. For now, Moving on to the other big story that we are getting, and this one, of course, in relation to all the updates coming in on the Shraddha murder case. Now, we continuously are getting you all the updates coming in on Shraddha murder case. Latest, we understand that killer Aftab has been shifted from the Mehrauli police station. He was taken to Malviya Nagar police station as a result of security reasons, but was shifted from there as well. So that's the update coming in this hour. Continuous breaking updates coming in. The accused, we understand, had sold his old mobile phone on OLX. The police is trying to recover that phone that was used by killer Aftab. The questions we are asking is who really aided? Was there aided killer Aftab? If he had any accomplices who helped him in plotting the murder and the heinous act that was done by killer Aftab. Latest, of course, breaking updates coming in that Aftab has been shifted from the Mehrauli police station as a result of security reason is what we understand. We'll try and go across to Anuj and Harsha as well, who are there on the field getting us those updates by the minute, but the details are coming in as to how killer Aftab plotted all that has happened, and how these the body of Shraddha was really chopped into several pieces. We have, I understand, Anuj also joining us. Anuj, what is the update you are picking up? We understand that killer Aftab has been shifted to another police station citing security reasons.
Well, that is something what we have been told through our sources in the Delhi police, that in the security reasons, now Aftab has been already shifted to another police station. That's something what we have been told, that earlier he was taken to Malviya Nagar police station also. For around 2 hours, he was there in the Malviya Nagar police station from the Mehrauli police.
The Malviya Nagar police station, from the Mehrauli police station, he was taken to Malviya Nagar police station for 2 hours. I'm telling it again. He was there in the Malviya Nagar police station, what I have been told, and from there he has been shifted to another location, and this is all because of the security reason, because the people are having anger in their mind. So seeing the security to keep a law and order situation in control, police is taking these actions. He has been shifted somewhere. He will be produced in the Saket court. We are just waiting for the update from the Saket court that what exactly is going to happen over there and at what time he is going to be produced over there. But the latest what we are breaking at this point in time is that Aftab has been already moved from this very particular police station from where I am reporting. This is the Mehrauli police station from where I am reporting, and repeating it again, that he was taken to Malviya Nagar police station also. He was there for around 2 hours, and from there he has been shifted to some other area, some other place, some other police station, we do not know. And this is all because of the security reasons. We are just trying to get the information whereabout where exactly he's been kept and when he's going to be produced in the Saket court.
Yes. Anuj, just stay with us. If you can talk to us more about all the evidence that the police has been able to gather in this case. How much of that evidence is going to be admissible in the court when the hearing takes place today?
Well, if we talk about the evidences, this is going to play the most important role in today's production, because when police is going to produce Aftab in front of the court, they need to have the substantial evidences. That is something what is being understood by the police personnel also, because only confession is not going to work out. So till now what we have been told are the body parts which has been recovered. There is a laptop from which the data has been recovered. The police has been talking to some of the friends also, their testimony they are going to put in over there, and now what we have been told through our sources, that police is going to ask for extending the custody. They will be requesting in the court to extend the police custody, because they are having more angles. As we broke this early in the morning, that this is also coming in light that Shraddha's phone was sold by Aftab, by an app, by OLX. That is also going to play a very, very important role. And the Delhi police want to take Aftab to the certain locations, to Mumbai, as well as in Himachal, where they went for a holiday, as well as in Uttarakhand. So all these parts, and for taking the investigation ahead. The Delhi police is going to look for this. They are going to ask to extend the custody. We are waiting what is going to happen in the next course of action if we talk about the court procedure.
Yes. Anup, stay with us. We have Harsha also reporting live from outside the court. Harsha, at what time can we expect Killer Aftab to be brought to court? Also, if you could once again reiterate, the evidence that the police has been able to gather, how much of that evidence is admissible in the court today?
Exactly what we are picking from the court is that he will be reaching court between 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. It's being told us that it is courtroom number 3 where Aftab will be produced by Delhi police officials and his custody demand will be extended, will be asked by court because there are many chains which are not being linked yet because if we see clearly Aftab is misleading police. Many times he's changing his statement. Also one more thing, that the confessions which are made in front of police is not admissible in the court. Therefore, as our colleague was also stating, that all the things which have been found by Delhi police yet, be it the bones, the 12 bones which have been recovered from Mehrauli jungle till now, and not only this, the testimony of the friends, the WhatsApp chats, the Instagram chats, and also through dating app. The dating app has also been looked into Aftab's phone, that who was that girl who was in that Chhatapur flat, and there are 1 or 2 more aides or accomplices to Aftab who has helped him in this murder crime, in this modus operandi to dispose of Shraddha's body pieces in Mehrauli jungle. So there are many things which police has collected yet now, and not to forget the ATM CCTV footage.
मैं राज्य का मुख्यमंत्री हूं, एक संवैधानिक पद पर हूं और जिस तरीके से सम्मान की कार्रवाई चल रही है, लगता है कि हम लोग देश छोड़ के भागने वाले लोग। और मेरे राजनीतिक इतिहास में मुझे नहीं लगता है व्यापारियों को छोड़कर कोई राजनीतिक दल देश छोड़ के भागा हो या राजनीतिक दल के नेता देश छोड़ के भागे हों। और आज कहीं ना कहीं ऐसे कार्रवाई से राज्य में एक संशय की स्थिति उत्पन्न होती है। कार्यपालिका को निरंकुश करने का एक माध्यम बन सकता है, सरकार को अस्थिर करने का भी एक षड्यंत्र कहा जा सकता है। कहा जाए कि जो हमारे विपक्ष हैं, जो सरकार बनने के बाद से ही सरकार गिराने के षड्यंत्र लगे हुए थे, और ये षड्यंत्र की पनडुब्बी जो पानी में डूब करके काम कर रहा था, ऊपर आने की ताकत नहीं रख रहा था, आज उस पनडुब्बी को धीरे धीरे बाहर लाने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है। आपने देखा चुनाव आयोग महीनों पहले राज्यपाल महोदय को अपना मंतव्य दे चुका है, लेकिन राज्यपाल महोदय अभी तक उस लिफाफा को उन्होंने नहीं खोला। मुझे लगता है कि वो भी किसी समय का इंतजार कर रहे थे। और आपने सुना है पूरे देश के खबरों में चला, महामहिम ने दूसरा मंतव्य चुनाव आयोग से मांगा है, जो बिल्कुल ही असंवैधानिक था। और जब हमने इसकी जानकारी चुनाव आयोग से लिया तो पता चला कि महामहिम ने कोई दूसरा मंतव्य नहीं मांगा, लेकिन खबरों में चलाता जरूर है, उनका बयान जरूर आता है और राज्य में फटाके बम फोड़ने की बात करते हैं और उनका बयान आता है, ईडी का सम्मन चालू हो जाता है और उसके बाद धड़ाधड़ सत्ता पक्ष के विधायकों पर छापामारी होती है, कभी इनकम टैक्स का, कभी ईडी का। बड़ा दुर्भाग्य। और जो मुझे अभी जो खबर आ रही है, और भी विधायकों के ऊपर सत्ताधारी विधायकों के ऊपर ये छापा मारने की तैयारी कर रहे हैं। ये कहीं ना कहीं राज्यपाल भी राजनीतिक से जो संवैधानिक पद है, जिसको हम कहते हैं कि ये पार्टी से संबंध नहीं रखता है, निष्पक्ष का विचार आता है। लेकिन मुझे नहीं लगता है ऐसे कार्यकलाप से कि वो ऐसे षड्यंत्रकारी राजनीतिक को और दलों को संरक्षण दे रहे हैं। तो इसलिए मैं अपनी बातें जो मोटा मोटी जो आरोप एजेंसियों के तरफ से है उसकी प्रति आपको उपलब्ध कराया जा रहा है कि किस तरीके से जो आरोप है वो आरोप निराधार होता है। जब हमारा सरकार के कार्यकाल में रेवेन्यू की इतनी जबरदस्त बढ़ोतरी होती है, बड़े पैमाने पर कार्रवाई होता है, और जब इनकी हमारे विपक्षियों की पूर्व की सरकार थी उस समय के आरोपों को देखें, रेवेन्यू में भी नुकसान, कार्रवाई में भी धीमी गति। जब राज्य के संसाधन को हम बढ़ा रहे हैं, राज्य के समग्र विकास की एक लंबी लकीर खींची जा रही है, आज ऐसे में कहीं ना कहीं सरकार की जो छवि है और सरकार के ऊपर जो विश्वास राज्य के जनमानस पर बढ़ा है, विपक्षियों को बिल्कुल अब ये स्पष्ट हो चुका है कि वो अब राजनीतिक हाशिए पर जा चुके हैं। तो आज मुझे लगता है इस देश का लोकतंत्र का सम्मान होना चाहिए और लोकतंत्र के अंदर जो कार्य करने वाले लोग हैं उसको भी निष्पक्ष तरीके से अपना काम करना चाहिए। और मैं बिल्कुल आश्वस्त और विश्वास के साथ कह सकता हूं, और आज मैं जा रहा हूं और इस बात पर जोर निश्चित रूप से दूंगा कि आखिर ये कार्रवाई करने के पीछे का वजह क्या है। आज गिट्टी बालू देश का सबसे बड़ा अगर रेवेन्यू व्यवस्था है तो मैं तो कह रहा हूं आप लोगों के समक्ष कि गिट्टी बालू जो पत्थर चिप्स है, बालू है, इसको मेजर मिनरल में भारत सरकार शामिल कर ले और जो कोयला लोहा है वो राज्य सरकार के माइनर मिनरल में शामिल कर दे। मैं आश्चर्यचकित हूं कि इतने बड़े आरोप इतने हल्के में कैसे मुख्यमंत्री के ऊपर लगाया जा सकता है। धन्यवाद। जोहार।
All right, so there you heard the Jharkhand Chief Minister saying that there is an attempt to destabilize the state government in the state of Jharkhand. This, of course, on the day when he's been summoned by the agencies, saying that all the agencies are being misused to target the state government in Jharkhand. We'll slip into a very short break for now, but news breaks to continue on the other side of this very short break. And on the other side, we'll get you live coverage from outside the court as Aftab is all set to be produced before the court in the Shraddha murder case. And cash for tickets scandal gets bigger. All those details coming up on the other side.
I was on insulin for a very long time. After joining Beto, within 5 months of time, I was off insulin. The medicines what I'm taking has become minimum and I'm very happy. Maybe in future I'll be off medicines very soon.
Get your diabetes care program with a free Beto glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब बता, देखो आफ्ताब दिख रहा है, देखो मुंह छिपा रहा है अपना, कुछ भी बोल नहीं रहा है, मुंह छिपा रहा है, अभी से पछतावा हो रहा है आफ्ताब को, लेकिन कुछ बोलने से बच रहा है।
Security forces have busted a major plot of the terror groups to carry out a major terror strike within the Jammu city, and 2 IDs have been busted by the Jammu police.
IT department is conducting search in Greater Kailash 2, which is in the national capital. A ₹1 crore cash has been seized. First pictures of Aftab inside the prison in connection with the horrific murder that took place in the national capital.
यहीं पर आफ्ताब पूनावाला आता था और रात के 2 बजे लगातार वो 20 दिनों तक यही करता था। अलग अलग जगहों पर उन कंकालों को फेंकता था, उन टुकड़ों को फेंकता था। यहीं से 50 मीटर की दूरी पर आफ्ताब मौजूद है इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर के साथ, और वो बता रहा है कि कहां पर उसने उन टुकड़ों को दफनाया है, कहां पर फेंका है।
Prime Minister right now is meeting with the diaspora. He's been given a traditional welcome.
Bail has been granted to actor Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore scam.
Kamal Nath, where the state police is conducting searches in the residence of a few people on the suspicion that they have links with the ISIS.
Will the opposition change the game?
भाजपा का जाने का टाइम आ गया है। अब गुजरात के अंदर नई राजनीति होगी। 27 साल से जो ये लोग लूट रहे थे, अब इसको बंद करने का टाइम आ गया।
Will the BJP buck the trend?
ગુજરાતને નફરત ફેલાવનારા લોકો એમને ગુજરાત ક્યારે સ્વીકાર કરતું? જેમણે ગુજરાતને બદનામ કરવાની કોશિશ કરી છે, આ ગુજરાતની જનતા એમને વાળી છોડીને
2 states.
भारत के साथ जम्मू कश्मीर को जोड़ने का काम देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने किया।
गुजरात के लोगों ने इतना भारी बहुमत देके इनको राज दिया कि आपके घर में मौत होने पे आपसे मिलने भी नहीं आते।
There's only one channel for the result day live. December 8 with Arnab.
Good morning. Thank you very much for staying with us on Live and Breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri, and the latest that we are getting is from the elections in Gujarat, where the Aam Aadmi Party has decided to take all their candidates from Surat to an undisclosed location. Now, do remember that this follows what we've seen since yesterday over the Aam Aadmi Party's candidate Kanchan Jariwal. Earlier, of course, the Aam Aadmi Party said that it was on Wednesday morning that their Surat candidate had been kidnapped, and the Bharatiya Janata Party was responsible for that. Thereafter, of course, there was a video that came out in which the candidate himself, that's Jariwal, says that he was not forced by anybody, that he withdrew from the Aam Aadmi Party on his own because there weren't too many people who were willing to support him. So now we are given to understand that all the candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party from Surat have been huddled and taken away to an undisclosed location. Priyanka has more details on this. Priyanka, tell us more of what's happening. Of course, this fiasco now taking quite another turn. All right, we seem to have lost that audio connection with Priyanka. We're going to get her back. But here's what's happened so far. Now, yesterday, the Aam Aadmi Party came out and said that a candidate of theirs from Surat, that's Kanchan Jariwal, actually had been kidnapped at gunpoint, and thereafter he withdrew from his candidature from this particular seat. Thereafter, of course, there was a video that seemed to surface that suggested, and this was a video in which Kanchan Jariwal himself was talking about how he had not been able to find support from the Aam Aadmi Party and hence had withdrawn on his own. However, the AAP has been quick to blame the BJP for it, and they say that the BJP is applying pressure on their candidates not to contest tickets on an Aam Aadmi Party not to contest these elections, I beg your pardon, on an Aam Aadmi Party ticket. What we've seen thereafter, of course, is that several of these candidates from the Aam Aadmi Party are now being huddled together and taken away in buses. They're being taken to undisclosed sites because the Aam Aadmi Party says that it fears poaching. Now, one would wonder, of course, how does it fear poaching? Because these are not even elected representatives. So these are just people who are fighting on Aam Aadmi Party tickets. Those are questions, of course, that the Aam Aadmi Party will have to answer. The BJP, on its part, says that the Aam Aadmi Party is just trying to get publicity by these stunts. I'm going to try and go across back on the ground to Priyanka. Priyanka, tell us what's happening. We are now told that all candidates of the AAP from Surat district have been taken away to an undisclosed location. All right. I think we're running into some technical difficulty with Priyanka over there. We'll just have her back in a minute. But the drama, of course, continues in Gujarat. Do remember that Gujarat, of course, goes to polls in 2 phases. And the Aam Aadmi Party has said that the BJP is trying to threaten their candidates from not contesting. A claim that has been denied firmly by the BJP. Priyanka, back with us now. Priyanka, this is taking quite another turn, isn't it? You know, moment by moment we hear some new update or the other. The latest one, of course, being that the Aam Aadmi Party has huddled their candidates away from Surat to an undisclosed location. Tell us more.
Well, absolutely, Nupur, a huge development that we are seeing post the Jariwala fiasco yesterday, where we had seen that he is in fact the Aam Aadmi Party candidate who had in fact gone and pulled back his nomination after 24-hour period of the time that the Aam Aadmi Party had been stating that Kanchan Jariwala in fact had been taken into custody by the BJP. In fact, he had been kidnapped, he had been abducted, and they had stated that they will go to the police, and they had stated they will go to the election commission as well. And they had ended up going to the election commission. They had written a letter to the election commission stating that the BJP had Kanchan Jariwala in some undisclosed location, and they were in fact pressurizing him to take back the nomination papers, which he did end up doing towards the end of the day, and he did end up going to the authorities and pull back his nomination for the Surat constituency. And in fact, he was also claiming that he had done some introspection and that he did not want to be associated with the Aam Aadmi Party, and that is why he was resigning from the party and also was pulling back his. So that was the reason that had been given by Kanchan Jariwala. Now post that, we are seeing that the Aam Aadmi Party leadership not taking any chances, and they are keeping all of their flock together. They have called all of the candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party in Surat, and they have taken them outside of Surat in some undisclosed location, is what we're being given to understand. They will be keeping them together, is what we're being told, and they will be briefing them about the upcoming elections and how the campaigning will be done, because there are just a few days left for the election campaigning to be going on here in the state of Gujarat. And of course, we are seeing that more and more of these such incidents are coming out of Surat. And of course, we are awaiting from to hear from the Aam Aadmi Party to give an official statement as far as where these candidates are being taken.
Right, and we are also given to understand that the Aam Aadmi Party did approach the Election Commission over there. They've also actually, in a sense, hit out at the Election Commission of not doing enough to stop his kidnapping and not doing enough to make candidates feel safe. So tell us more about that.
Well, that has been said by the Aam Aadmi Party, that has been written by them to the Election Commission, and they have in fact made these points very clearly to the Election Commission, claiming that there are constant and frequent threats that the Aam Aadmi Party candidates are facing, at least in Surat, in the district of Surat, and that is why they are appealing to the Election Commission to take the necessary action on this. But before there has been any kind of response, we have seen that the Aam Aadmi Party leaders in fact have gathered their flock, and we are learning that there are leaders from Delhi as well who have come here, and they will be briefing all of the candidates and speaking to them about the upcoming elections, and also speaking to them about, as they claim, to alert them about the tricks of the BJP is something that they are saying they will be briefing these candidates about. And of course, we are seeing that the BJP claiming, BJP in fact completely remaining silent, and they're stating that they will not be interfering into this kind of a matter that is being brought up by the Aam Aadmi Party and that is what they
Right, Priyanka, that's a very poor audio connection we have with you. We're going to fix that in a bit. But thank you for the moment, Priyanka, for joining us. Of course, we are still awaiting a statement to come in from the Aam Aadmi Party as to where these candidates are now being taken and the reason behind them being huddled away. Thank you, Priyanka. And here's the latest that we are getting as far as the Shraddha murder case is concerned. We're now being told that for security reasons, the main accused in this case, Aftab, is being shifted from Mehrauli police station where he was and taken to the Malviya Nagar police station, but also likely that he could be shifted from there. So the police are saying that this perhaps is because of security reasons. To remember that the police will be asking for more custody today in court. The police has also filed an application for a narco test to be done on the main accused in this case, that's Aftab. We are, of course, expecting this case to come up in just a bit at the Saket court, where Harsha is tracking all the developments for us. Harsha, tell us more in terms of what the police is likely to ask for. We are, of course, learning that they will perhaps be asking for a few more days of police custody to be able to link all the dots in this case.
Exactly, Nupur. Now we are here at Saket Court and we are expecting that around 2 o'clock, police will be producing Aftab in courtroom number 3 inside Saket Court. As the extension of Aftab is very much important, which should be for a week or more than a week to police by the court. Because in the initial investigation, it has come up that the bones were collected from the Mehrauli forest where he threw and disposed of after cutting Shraddha into 35 pieces. Not only that, Aftab is also convinced about the arc which he has used, the refrigerator and the modus operandi in which he chopped Shraddha's body into 35 pieces. So initial interrogation investigation suggests that there are many things which are more leading, because some new things have also come out, like the ATM of Shraddha which Aftab has used, and the CCTV camera footage is also available that Aftab has taken out rupees 54,000 from Shraddha's ATM. And not only this, Aftab was also using Shraddha's SIM card in his own phone. He has sold Shraddha's phone either on OLX or to somewhere else.
Right.
He's multiple times changing his statement, sometimes saying I sold it on OLX, sometimes he says I have given it to someone, sometimes he says I have disposed of in Mumbai. So to connect all the dots and all the link in this cases, police have to take Aftab to many places to recreate all such incidents. Therefore, more than a week custody is very much important for police to get here. Now, in the initial interrogation, what police have got, the bones and everything, those details will be given by Delhi Police officer Ravi Dhingra, who will be presenting Delhi Police in Saket Court number 3. And after that, we have to see what does court and how much days custody court gives to Aftab, police to Aftab.
All right, Harsha, stay with us. Let's also bring in Anuj right now. Anuj, what we are hearing right now is that, fearing for his security, the police will be moving him away from the Malviya Nagar police station as well, where he was being lodged. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, the latest what we have been told is because of the security reasons, he has been already moved from this very particular police station from where I am reporting. This is the Mehrauli police station from where I am reporting. He was kept here only. It was the 5 days police custody which is ending today, and he will be produced in the court. But seeking the security reasons, he was moved from this very police station to the Malviya Nagar police station, what we have been told. And there in Malviya Nagar police station, he was kept for 2 hours, what we have been told. After that, this was the medical which has been already done. So now the formalities have been already completed, and now what we have been told, any moment from now, this is going to be the production. Is going to be produced in front of the Saket court with the evidences, with the investigation so far, what has been done by the investigating team. So this is going to be very, very important today, that what exactly is going to happen next in the court, because the police personnel is going to ask for extension. They are looking for the custody to be extended. that is something what they are going to put up in front of the court, what we have been told. So very, very importantly, we are seeing the police in action since from the morning. We have seen there in the jungle area also where the police personnel are doing the investigation. So all this is going to be very, very important when he will be produced in the court. Yes.
Right, Madhurima, coming to you next. Now, Madhurima, there's a lot that isn't quite adding up. And the police say that is because he's very inconsistent with his statements. The police are yet to be able to find certain things. One, of course, is the mobile phone of Shraddha. They're also yet to find, the complete remains of Shraddha. So, detail for our viewers how challenging this job has been for the police and what is it that is still missing?
Well, absolutely, Nupur. This entire job has been very tasking for the police forces because initially Aftab was not ready to agree to the fact that he committed this heinous crime. And then after a rigorous round of grilling that he only agreed that yes, he committed that particular crime. And then the police forces, like we know, they took him to his residence D93/1 in Chhatarpur. And then from there he was taken to the forest multiple times to comb out the body parts which he had brazenly disposed of after committing this heinous act. Now, what is more tasking for the police official is to collect the digital evidence because until now Aftab has not been very clear as to what was the entire timeline. He keeps on fooling the police officials that she broke up with me, she left like that, and then she says to keep her alive, like Anuj was also pointing out, he kept on using his mobile SIM and then he kept on making transactions. But what did he not know? That all those transactions, one track led back to him. And this is how the police are more sure that he is not cooperating with him, with them, and that there is a lot more that needs to be unearthed. The most important point here is the kind of act that has been conducted by Aftab needs a lot of support. So there is a very big question mark on the point that were there accomplices, were more people involved or not, Nupur. So this is one thing that needs to be unearthed by the police officials, and which is why they will ask for an extension today. We'll have to wait and watch as to how many days Aftab the police officials will be awarded Aftab's custody or not, for how many days, because they still can ask for 10 more days of police custody. 15 days is the maximum time before a person is sent to judicial custody. We'll have to see how the court reacts. Nupur.
All right, stay with us. Anuj, I want to come back to you. Now, Anuj, one of the things that's going to be extremely important in this is going to be CCTV footage. Now, that's been a challenge as well, hasn't it? Because most of the time you don't have CCTV footage that goes back to about 6 months or so. And in this particular case, that is also posing to be a major problem.
Oh, well, exactly. This is all about the timing, because we do understand that the footage of getting of 6 months back footage, getting it is a difficulty for the police personnel. That's something what we are understanding. Till now, if there would have been any kind of CCTV footage, then this would have been a very good lead for the police or the Delhi police team who is investigating this particular matter. Then also, what I have been told, some of the CCTV footages has been taken. They are trying to get into that. They are trying to search into that. But most importantly, now we have to keep in mind when we are talking about this particular incident and talking about the investigation to get details, what police is also trying to get. The phone of Shraddha is very important. It was by
that particular phone so that they can retrieve the data, they can collect the data, they can understand what would have been the mindset. If there was any messaging, any kind of chat on Instagram or WhatsApp or in some personal messages which was done by Shraddha to any of our friends, that is going to be very, very important. If anything was shared that she is in trouble, and as being pointed out by one of the friends of Shraddha on Republic TV, it says that she was in trouble and she was mentioning the same to her friends also. So this is going to be very important if we talk about the investigation. On the other hand, narco theft. Narco test is going to play the most important role, and that is why the court has also given the permission for the state. The permission was given yesterday by the Packet court. Now it is going to happen anytime today, what I've been told, but the production will be the first priority.
Right.
In production, it is going to be decided that what is going to be the next course of action. Yes.
All right. Let's go back to Madhurima. I think she has some new information to share with us. She's reporting from the Saket court as well. Madhurima, I also wanted to ask you about, the digital evidence that has been found.
Well, Nupur, so far the digital evidence that has been found is, let me tell for the benefit of our viewers that how Aftab was tracked. Aftab was tracked after the Mumbai police came to the Delhi police, and through the mobile connection, Aftab was tracked. All the mobile connections of Shraddha's, Aftab and the monetary transaction all led to that Chhatarpur residence, Nupur. This is how the entire digital evidence has been collected. Now, after even seizing the laptop and other devices, what the police officials found out was the way he was searching how to clean blood, how to dispose a body. Such gory details came out of his laptop. So these were the digital evidence that the police combed out through all the devices that were seized. And now all that will be produced in front of the court while asking for more days of police custody. Nupur.
Absolutely. So Madhurima as well as Harsha and Anuja reporting on this. Thank you very much for the moment, all of you, for joining us. We're of course waiting for him to be produced in court. So he will be produced in court, where we're expecting, of course, the police to ask for an extended custody of the main accused in this case, Aftab. You are watching Republic TV. We slip into a very short break here. On the other side, we're getting you more, including India demands justice for Shraddha, accused of killing her. Aftab will be produced in court. The police is likely to ask for extended custody. In the talk for money laundering, a Delhi court is to produce an order on Satyendra Jain's bail plea.
यहीं पर आफ्ताब पूनावाला आता था और रात के 2 बजे लगातार वो 20 दिनों तक यही करता था। अलग अलग जगहों पर उन कंकालों को फेंकता था, उन टुकड़ों को फेंकता था। यहीं से 50 मीटर की दूरी पर आफ्ताब मौजूद है इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर के साथ, और वो बता रहा है कि कहां पर उसने उन टुकड़ों को दफनाया है, कहां पर फेंका है।
Prime Minister right now is meeting with the diaspora. He's been given a traditional welcome.
Bail has been granted to actor Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore scam.
Kamal Nath, where the state police is conducting searches in the residence of a few people on the suspicion that they have links with the ISIS.
Will the opposition change the game?
भाजपा का जाने का टाइम आ गया है। अब गुजरात के अंदर नई राजनीति होगी। 27 साल से जो ये लोग लूट रहे थे, अब इसको बंद करने का टाइम आ गया।
Will the BJP buck the trend?
ગુજરાતને નફરત ફેલાવનારા લોકો એમને ગુજરાત ક્યારેય સ્વીકાર કરતું। જેમણે ગુજરાતને બદનામ કરવાની કોશિશ કરી છે, આ ગુજરાતની જનતા એમને વાળી ચોળીને સાફ કરી નાખ્યા છે।
December 8th with Arnab.
आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब बता, देखो आफ्ताब दिख रहा है, देखो मुंह छिपा रहा है अपना, कुछ भी बोल नहीं रहा है, मुंह छिपा रहा है। अभी से पछतावा हो रहा है आफ्ताब को, लेकिन कुछ बोलने से बच रहा है।
Security forces have busted a major plot of the terror groups to carry out a major terror strike within the Jammu city, and 2 IDs have been busted by the Jammu police.
IT department is conducting search in Greater Kailash 2, which is in the national capital. Now, rupees 1 crore cash has been seized. First pictures of Aftab inside the prison in connection with the horrific murder that took place in the national capital.
यहीं पर आफ्ताब पूनावाला आता था और रात के 2 बजे
Now, senior TDP leader Polnathi Sheshagiri Rao from Kakinada district has been attacked by unidentified men on Thursday morning at his home. Polnathi Sheshagiri Rao was seriously injured and is now undergoing treatment at a hospital. We are given to understand that an unidentified attacker attacked him with an axe and then ran away from the spot. 3 police teams are actually trying to ascertain further details and are looking for the man suspected of this crime. Aneri is joining us live and has more details. Aneri, we can see the video that has now surfaced of the incident. Give us more details of what happened and of the investigations thereafter.
Well, Anupur, dramatic visuals which we are seeing on our screens is the CCTV footage where a senior TDP leader was attacked at his residence in Kakinada district of Andhra Pradesh, where we see that an unidentified and unknown person had arrived at his residence this morning at around 6:30, and he was dressed in as an holy man. He was wearing the dress of Diksha, and also we see that he was carrying an axe, and with that axe he attacked on the TDP leader Sheshagiri Rao, and then he flew away from that particular from the residence of the TDP leader. But now what the police officials are saying is that they have been looking into the CCTV footage, and also 3 teams have been formed to nab the accused. Well, the accused is still not identified, and also a case has been registered under section 307.
All right, Aneri reporting on that from Hyderabad. Thank you very much for joining us. So as Aneri is pointing out, police is looking out for this individual who attacked the leader. The leader, of course, is undergoing treatment. You are watching Republic TV. We slip into a very short break. On the other side, we're bringing you more news, including details on the attack on a TDP leader.
Will the opposition change the game?
भाजपा का जाने का टाइम आ गया है। अब गुजरात के अंदर नई राजनीति होगी। 27 साल से जो ये लोग लूट रहे थे, अब इसको बंद करने का टाइम आ गया।
Will the BJP buck the trend?
ગુજરાતને નફરત ફેલાવનારા લોકો એમને ગુજરાત ક્યારેય સ્વીકાર કરતું જેમણે ગુજરાતને બદનામ કરવાની કોશિશ કરી છે, આ ગુજરાતની જનતા એમને વાળી ચોળીને સાફ કરી નાખ્યા છે.
December 8th with Arnab.
आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब बता, देखो आफ्ताब दिख रहा है, देखो मुंह छिपा रहा है अपना, कुछ भी बोल नहीं रहा है, मुंह छिपा रहा है, अभी से पछतावा हो रहा है आफ्ताब को, लेकिन कुछ बोलने से बच रहा है.
Security forces have busted a major plot of the terror groups to carry out a major terror strike within the Jammu city, and 2 IDs have been busted by the Jammu police.
IT department is conducting search in Greater Kailash 2, which is in the national capital. Now, rupees 1 crore cash has been seized. First pictures of Aftab inside the prison in connection with the horrific murder that took place in the national capital.
यहीं पर आफ्ताब पूनावाला आता था और रात के 2 बजे लगातार वो 20 दिनों तक यही करता था. अलग अलग जगहों पर उन कंकालों को फेंकता था, उन टुकड़ों को फेंकता था. यहीं से 50 मीटर की दूरी पर आफ्ताब मौजूद है इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर के साथ, और वो बता रहा है कि कहां पर उसने उन टुकड़ों को दफनाया है, कहां पर फेंका है.
Prime Minister right now is meeting with the diaspora. He's been given a traditional welcome.
Bail has been granted to actor Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore scam.
Kamal Nath, where the state police is conducting searches in the residence of a few people on the suspicion that they have links with the ISIS.
Will the opposition change the game?
भाजपा का जाने का टाइम आ गया है। अब गुजरात के अंदर नई राजनीति होगी। 27 साल से जो ये लोग लूट रहे थे, अब इसको बंद करने का टाइम आ गया।
Will the BJP buck the trend?
All right, so even as the ACB is investigating the cash for ticket scam that has now hit the Aam Aadmi Party, we are given to understand that the complainant in this cash for ticket scam will be reaching the ACB soon. Now, let's go across to Piyush, who has more details on this. So, Piyush, give us an overall sense of what's happening so far.
Well, Nupur, as we are speaking, what we are now learning is that the main complainant in this entire case, Gopal Khari, is reaching Anti-Corruption Bureau of Delhi government in another 15 minutes. He has been summoned by ACB officers for the further investigation. In fact, he is coming to ACB with all the evidences. Remember that that he had given complaint to ACB in which he had mentioned all the details, what actually transpired, how the money was asked from him, and how he paid and how he got money. So each and every detail was mentioned by him. In fact, he had also mentioned that he had many evidences against the aides of Akhilesh Tripathi, Aam Aadmi Party MLA, and he is coming in with all the evidences. Let me straight away also try to show you the pictures of the same building where this investigation is going on. Madhur Verma, DCP, is already here, and as we are speaking, Akhilesh Tripathi is also here. After this very short, we will be getting more and more details as the complainant in this very case is en route to Anti-Corruption Bureau office. Stay tuned for all the new updates.
A Beto app is very useful and very easy to use. I check my sugar in just less than 30 seconds. So this is the main device which you use with your smartphone application. You need to just insert this device into your smartphone, and now you need to insert the strip. And now you need to take your blood, and in less than 10 seconds you will get your results.
Get your diabetes care program with a free Beto glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Security forces have busted a major plot of the terror groups to carry out a major terror strike within the Jammu city, and 2 IDs have been busted by the Jammu police.
IT department is conducting search in Greater Kailash 2, which is in the national capital. Now, ₹1 crore cash has been seized. First pictures of Aftab inside the prison in connection with the horrific murder that took place in the national capital.
यहीं पर आफ्ताब पूनावाला आता था और रात के 2 बजे लगातार वो 20 दिनों तक यही करता था। अलग अलग जगहों पर उन कंकालों को फेंकता था, उन टुकड़ों को फेंकता था। यहीं से 50 मीटर की दूरी पर आफ्ताब मौजूद है इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर के साथ, और वो बता रहा है कि कहां पर उसने उन टुकड़ों को दफनाया है, कहां पर फेंका है।
Prime Minister right now is meeting with the diaspora. He's been given a traditional welcome.
Bail has been granted to actor Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore scam.
Kamal Nath, where the state police is conducting searches in the residence of a few people on the suspicion that they have links with the ISIS.
Will the opposition change the game?
भाजपा का जाने का टाइम आ गया है। अब गुजरात के अंदर नई राजनीति होगी। 27 साल से जो ये लोग लूट रहे थे, अब इसको बंद करने का टाइम आ गया।
Will the BJP buck the trend?
ગુજરાત ને નફરત ફેલાવનારા લોકો એમને ગુજરાત ક્યારે સ્વીકાર કરતું? જેમણે ગુજરાતને બદનામ કરવાની કોશિશ કરી છે, આ ગુજરાતની જનતા એમને વાળી ચોળીને સાફ કરી નાખ્યા છે.
December 8th with Arnab.
आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब बता, देखो आफ्ताब दिख रहा है, देखो मुंह छिपा रहा है अपना, कुछ भी बोल नहीं रहा है, मुंह छिपा।
Good afternoon. This is live and breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. We continue to focus on the biggest murder case that has rocked Delhi in years and has sent investigating police officials into a tizzy. We are now told that the police, of course, is asking for extended custody of the main accused in this case, Aftab Poonawala, who has now been taken to the Malviya Nagar police station. In fact, what we understand right now is that he's going to be produced in court very, very shortly, and the police, of course, course, are asking for extended custody. They did also file an application for a narco test. That was done yesterday, and perhaps the narco test will take place very shortly. Let's go across to our reporters who are bringing all the details to us. We'll have Harsha, Madhurima, Anuj, all of them joining us in a bit. But we're also reporting a big twist in the Shraddha murder probe. We are being told that the accused in this case has now been shifted out of the Mehrauli prison. Do remember that the police have said that this is in keeping with the safety for the main accused in this particular case. So also the other part that's happened today so far is that the police that is continuing its investigation in this case also went to the Mehrauli forest area, and we are now learning that some human remains have been found in the Trilokpuri area. I'm going to go across to Harsha for more on this. Harsha, tell us more of what happened. We are told that some human remains were found in June in Trilokpuri, and the police are trying essentially to link the dots.
Exactly, you are rightly stating, Nupur, as more human remains have been found from the Trilokpuri area, and as we have seen the chopped pieces, the bones of Shraddha have also been collected from Mehrauli forest, and now the human remains which have been collected from Trilokpuri, because as we told earlier also that Aftab has been misleading. Firstly, he said that all the chopped pieces he has disposed in Mehrauli forest, and after that he also changed the statement stating that some of the pieces they have disposed in Mumbai, some falls in other parts of national capital. Now the human remains which has been found today will be sent for the DNA, and FSL sampling will be sent, because the DNA will be matched with the Shraddha's father DNA to confirm that whether the human remains are the same or not. The big development which is getting in the Shraddha murder is that only till now police have recovered so many bones, and that will be presented in court to for the extension of Aftab for the custody. Yes, Nupur, back to you.
All right. Let's also bring in Madhurima right now, who is reporting from the Saket court as well. Madhurima, new evidence seems to keep piling up in this particular case, and the biggest problem for the police has been his changing statements, and also, you know, it's all confession of his own, so he can continue to mislead the police because they don't seem to have found any concrete evidence yet, given the fact that almost 6 months have lapsed since the crime.
Well, absolutely, Nupura. The time gap is the biggest hindrance in this entire case, Nupura, because it's been around 6 months since he disposed the body, and after that the monsoon has also hit the national capital. There have been multiple storms. So as to comb out those body parts from the vast Mehrauli jungle is, it's a very Herculean task for the police forces, and which is why a lot of reliance has to be on Aftab's confession, and those have been misleading. But thanks to the digital evidences that have been collected by the police officials, that all lead and trace back to Aftab's apartment, that he is not able to get out of this entire case. Otherwise, he has been misleading the police so as to get off the case, so as that they are not able to produce enough evidence. But the police officials have recovered around 10 to 12 body parts from the Mehrauli jungle, and like my colleague Harsha was pointing out, that chilling information coming that even in the Trilokpuri area, the Pandav Nagar area, there have been certain body parts were found in the month of June, and now they have been sent for DNA sampling as well, and the DNA of those parts will be matched with the one found at Mehrauli jungle, and that's going to establish a lot for police officials. What next the police officials are going to do is also write to Bumble as well to get the dating history of Aftab, so as to know if there were more people or if anybody had even the iota of idea. We'll have to wait and watch, Nupur, as to how many days custody will the police official be awarded.
Absolutely. Harsha, the other part of the story, of course, has been the CCTV footage. Now, yesterday, of course, we heard the police saying that they have managed to recover some bits of the CCTV footage, but it's not entirely clear what is there in that CCTV footage, because they're looking at that specifically with the angle that, he has told them that he used to go at night to dispose of the body parts and the remains. So tell us more in terms of what has been recovered so far by the police.
No, but if we talk about the CCTV footage, so the place where Aftab resides, D93/1, the Chhatarpur area, outside Aftab residence, after if we skip one lane, then there are two houses which have the CCTV footage. And apart from that, in that entire area, there is no CCTV footage available. Now, police is trying to manage and collect those CCTV footage. If in that CCTV, if the data almost 6 months or 5 months back data is still there or not. And police has also been trying to speak to the owner of the refrigerator shop, the electronic shop from where he bought refrigerator, as they clearly stated that they don't have the data of 5 months of the purchase. There's no data as such in CCTV, but they're also trying to see whether between Chhatarpur to Mehrauli jungle, the entire lane, the entire passage, whether there's any CCTV footage where they can gather the details or get the data, or any footage of Aftab while he goes at 2 p.m. at night to dispose the body parts, pieces of Shraddha's body. So this is a very big problem, and it is hindrance as well, because right now CCTV is the only one thing through which many evidences could be collected. So police is already trying to see on all this location. Yes, Nupur, back to you.
Now, Madhurima, coming back to you. Madhurima, a lot of the police's case essentially hinges on evidence that is digital in nature. Now, they've seized the laptop, but the problem with that also is that, you know, the police seem to suggest that he was impersonating her at numerous occasions, and on the day of the murder, he did withdraw a certain amount of money. So give us a sense of all of that as well. And of course, you know, there were some WhatsApp chats which we had been able to access that seemed to suggest that she knew that she was, her life essentially was in danger if she continued to live with him.
Well, yes, Nupur, the chats that public TV has exclusively accessed do tell a story, and even her friends have also, reiterated the same fact and echoed similar sentiments, that how she was being mistreated by Aftab, that how she was continuously tortured by Aftab, and he went on to harass her to extent that, you know, nip the cigarette butts and used to physically abuse her. There were multiple times, like her friends have been asserting, that she wanted to leave, but he used to threaten Shraddha that he's going to commit suicide, and Shraddha, being an emotional person, used to again give him a chance. But as we know the entire timeline, it's very gory. That first they go out for a vacation, and then they come back, they settle in this particular apartment where the crime was committed, and then in just mere 3 days he commits the crime. So the entire timeline is very, it's appalling to say the least. But we'll have to wait and watch as to how does the court really agrees to give the police custody, because it will all be on the kind of evidence that is produced in front of the court.
Oh yes, absolutely. Stay with us. We're now going to play out some interviews that we have done in this case so far.
What more do you know? I have with me, copy of a text where she says, "Dude, I've got news. I got super busy with something." This text is on the day she was murdered, right?
No, that is not me. That was another friend of mine who got that text, and the moment she texted us, the friend who she texted immediately reverted back to her in like a couple of minutes or something, and just to reach out to her, like, what was this that she's trying to reach out to, and within minutes she went offline, and the next question immediately our friend asked was, "Are you safe?" That was the follow-up question.
The text was on 18th, and your friend, the common friend, says, "What's the news?" There is no reply. She goes offline, and 5 days later, your friend, the common friend, says, "Where the hell are you? Are you safe?" Is asking a question. There was no response. Correct. There was no reply.
No response. Yes.
No response.
No response at all. We then that was the time we got scared, and we raised an alarm, and we decided to go ahead with the legal route.
Let me ask you something. With everything that you're hearing right now, you really believe the story that this is done alone by Aftab, who was just watching Dexter, got so influenced by watching Dexter on OTT that he decided to kill his girlfriend? You buy this story?
Not at all. It seems too far-fetched, and it seems that this is like, it's not a one-man job. It doesn't look like it is. However, I trust the process that will get followed during the judiciary and the case that is going to happen to see what the things come out.
Anything more you can throw light on about Aftab or Shraddha, the relationship, and why you feel it could not be a one-person job?
Yes. So the thing is that when we first got news that Aftab is being hostile towards Shraddha, that was the time when she had cigarette butt marks on her body, on her back.
How do you know that?
That was the first time.
How do you know that?
She came and
how
told
do you know that?
one of our common friends.
No,
she told our common friend who was a female, and so she confided in her because the marks were a bit inside her body.
Let me hear. Yeah.
So she told her.
Yeah.
And once she showed her the marks, then this common friend told us that, this is getting out of hand. Aftab is really acting hostile, and you all should do something. You all should go talk to him, and that's what we did. We all went and we spoke to him, and
you spoke to Aftab?
No, as in the group spoke to Aftab.
How? And physically or on a video call or what?
Physically. We reached there physically to his
You
place.
reached where? One minute. This case is opening up.
At Aftab's place.
You went to Aftab's place?
Right.
And
once we were there, we told him that...
in Bombay, Delhi? Vasai. Okay, you went there.
Vasai, yes.
He was living with her.
No, he was in a different place. This was they were living together in Naigaon over there.
So no, but they were together. And how many of you went to meet him? What happened? Tell us everything about the interaction.
So once we were there, we told him that this is you're acting too hostile with Shraddha, and either leave her or just let her be, because this is not the way things are supposed to be, and stop bothering her, or we will tell the cops, because we had people in the police and we decided that we would do that. But then Shraddha insisted to not do that, as he was threatening her that if anything happens to me of that sort, if your friends try to act too smart with me, and then I will suicide and I will blame you and your family for it. So she got too scared, and she told us that I don't want anything to happen to my family, and we are not such kind of people who have the courage and capability to keep fighting such legal battles and all of these things. So she got too scared and decided to not go ahead, and then she was.
When this conversation happened, when you were talking to Aftab, was Shraddha in the room? In her presence, this conversation happened?
That I am not sure of, sir, because this happened for like a couple of days. So then the first day we were there when Shraddha was burnt, that was the time I seen her personally. But then the other things I am not sure of.
No, but you were there in the group when this conversation with Aftab happened? You all went together to tell Aftab?
Yes. For that I was there. But when we gave a mouthful to Aftab, that was the time we were there all together. But not after that. When Shraddha told us just to back off and not take the legal route, and all that I was not there in that conversation.
Let's go back to Anuj on this one. Now, Anuj, we just played out that interview that our editor-in-chief had yesterday, and there are a lot of inconsistencies that still remain, and perhaps we were earlier learning that the police is going to start questioning the friends to be able to at least ascertain the facts of this case. What are you hearing on that? How is that going to go forward, Anuj? All right, I think we've got some trouble with Anuj's audio connection. We'll try and get that fixed, but a lot of questions still unanswered, even as the police are likely to seek for extended custody in this particular case. And here's a quick look at what else is making news. The Delhi police is expected to file an application in court seeking the maximum possible remand for the main accused in the Shraddha murder case, Aftab, with the police further having taken DNA samples from Shraddha's father to match the bones recovered earlier. A controversy has broken out in Madhya Pradesh over a cake in the image of a temple that was cut by the former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Kamal Nath. The video that has surfaced has led to the BJP taking up the development and hitting out at the Congress for this.
Today, Kamal Nath on his cake puts the mandir and also puts Hanumanji on the cake and the cake is being cut. This is not acceptable for any of the faithfuls and it hurts the Hindu sentiments. But this kind of actions are done because in reality, these people are Chunavi Hindus. They are seasonal Hindus. This is the same Kamal Nath who in a closed room was telling that one community should vote for us completely or else we will be completely decimated. This is their real face.
Now the BJP continues its offences against... Right, the NIA has taken up the twin blast case in Udhampur in Jammu and Kashmir after the Home Minister's visit to the Union Territory. 2 FIRs have been registered 48 days after the blast with a terrorist named Aslam Sheikh linked to the Lashkar-e-Taiba arrested with IEDs and sticky bombs. The NIA is further investigating a greater conspiracy to disrupt the Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to Jammu and Kashmir. The BJP continues its offensive against the Aam Aadmi Party over selling tickets in the national capital with a poster campaign on the social media portraying Aam Aadmi Party's leaders as thugs of Delhi. The BJP National President Shehzad Poonawala stated that the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had a lot of questions to offer in connection with this.
A party of Delhi ke thugs, those who have done thuggery in Sharab Ghotala, those who have done thuggery in Hawala Ghotala, those who have done thuggery inside Tihar and have even looted a thug like Sukesh, those who have done thuggery in Delhi riots, those who have done thuggery in selling tickets of their own party, those who have done thuggery in Bus Ghotala, and the Mahathug who is giving them protection and is defending them and is ensuring they get a free run to do thuggery is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the kingpin. Today he must answer.
The Aam Aadmi Party's candidate for Somnath in Gujarat, Kamal Nath, was seen creating a ruckus at a toll booth in Veerawal. The AAP candidate is further reported to be a close aide of the Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Vice President of the AAP in Gujarat. A verdict is expected by the Varanasi court in connection with permission to allow worship of a shivling claimed to have been found inside the Gyanvapi Mosque complex. A court in Delhi is expected to pronounce its order on the bail plea of Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain, who was arrested under provisions of the Money Laundering Act. The Enforcement Directorate has summoned Jharkhand's Chief Minister Hemant Soren at its regional office in Ranchi for questioning in a money laundering case linked to illegal mining in the state. Soren earlier sought a 3-week deferment of summons and had skipped the ED summons on the 3rd of November and further threatened the ED to arrest him. US President Joe Biden in a social media on his meeting with Prime Minister Modi and Indonesia's president, reaffirming the commitment of the United States to G20 as the premier forum for global economic cooperation. The permanent representative of India to the United Nations, Ruchira Kamboj, has expressed India's concerns over Ukraine with regards to energy and food security during the conflict. The concerns were expressed as most recent attacks on Ukraine have significantly damaged the country's energy infrastructure. Well, the senior TDP leader Polnati Sheshagri Rao from Kakinada district was attacked by an unidentified man on Thursday morning at his home. Sheshagiri Rao was seriously injured and is undergoing treatment at a hospital. Pictures on your screen are of what really happened. So the leader came out to speak to one of these people who was asking, I think, for Diksha, and was surprised and taken aback when he suddenly took out I think what looks like a sickle and attacked him. We are given to understand that the leader is now undergoing treatment at a hospital, and the police have also launched a manhunt for this particular individual who attacked the leader with a sickle. Aneri is joining us now and has more details. Aneri, give us more details of whether the police have been able to identify this man and where has the investigation progressed so far?
Well, we have been seeing that this incident was reported at around 6:30 a.m. This morning at the residence of the TDP leader, where an unidentified person wearing a holy dress came at his residence, and he was having a weapon, he was having an axe with which he attacked on the TDP leader. But now what we are also learning is that the Kakinada SP has stated that at around 6:45 a.m. this morning, a person who was wearing a Swami Mala, that is the holy dress, approached the victim, the TDP leader, and also the victim was about to give him some bhiksha, and that time the man removed a knife and attacked him. In that process, by defending himself, he was injured. The TDP leader was injured and he received some injuries at his hand, and now he is undergoing treatment at the hospital. But now the police officials have also booked a case under section 307 of the IPC, and also special teams have been formed to identify this accused, because this accused is known to be an unidentified person as of now. But 4 teams have been formed to identify the accused, and also the police officials have accessed the CCTV footage when this incident took place. As also we are also playing the CCTV, where you can clearly see how that person removed a knife from his arm and attacked on the TDP leader. Now the TDP leader is undergoing treatment at the hospital, and the police officials have registered a case under section 307 of the IPC, and also special teams have been formed to nab the accused. Well, no details as of now in regard with the accused and what sort of relation does he have, or any sort of enmity he has with this TDP leader. So we'll have to wait for more details in that regard. But yes, the police officials are on it to nab the accused as of now.
All right, so the police has formed teams to try and nab the accused. Thank you, Aneri, for joining us with those details.
In a tragic accident, 8 people were killed when an SUV skidded off the road and fell into a deep gorge in the Kishtwar district of Jammu and Kashmir yesterday evening. According to the Jammu and Kashmir police, the incident had taken place at around 5:30 p.m. in Marwa area of Kishtwar district. Union Minister Jitendra Singh expressed his condolences over the loss of lives. He also assured that all possible assistance was being provided. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
News just coming in. We are now learning that 2 terrorists have been arrested by the Amritsar police with 3 grenades and 1 lakh rupees in cash that has been recovered from them. This appears to be a crackdown that was conducted by the Amritsar police, and they have managed to arrest 2 terrorists. They had 3 grenades and also 1 lakh rupees in cash. Amandeep has more information on this. Amandeep, tell us more.
And when Amritsar Commissioner of Police have in a routine check post, they have halted a car for the routine checking. But the 2 persons who were traveling in that car, 3 grenades have been recovered from their possession. 1 lakh rupees cash has also been recovered from their possession, and further investigation is on. And the preliminary investigation revealed that these 2 arrested people have been associated with some hardliner organizations, and in fact they are the natives of Firozpur. And further investigation is on. Just because the car that was recovered from their possession, that is also under so many questions, and in fact now the police is trying to verify the back door of the entire both accused, from where they are coming and where they has to deliver these grenades, and why they are carrying a huge amount of cash along with them also. Just because both of them belongs to the border district of Punjab, that is Firozpur, and even suspectedly traveling in a car taking 3 grenades along with 1 cash rupees must be on some kind of mission. But further investigation is on. The police have taken the custody of both the accused, and they have been into the interrogation mode now. Just because the Punjab is turning to be a very sensitive mode, certain kind of hardlining Khalistani organizations are actively working in Punjab. So that's the reason. But this is very initial stage. The police is smelling out of a deeper rooted conspiracy behind this. Yes, Nupur.
All right, Amandeep bringing us all those details on this arrest that has been made in Amritsar in Punjab. Thank you for joining us. You are with Republic TV. Time for a very short break, but don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Up next, India demands justice for Shraddha, accused of killing her. Aftab is to be excused in court. In the dock for money laundering, a Delhi court is to pronounce its order on Satyendra Jain's bail application.
Prime Minister right now is meeting with the diaspora. He's been given a traditional welcome.
Bail has been granted to actor Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore scam.
Kamal Nath, where the state police is conducting searches in the residence of a few people on the suspicion that they have links with the ISIS.
Will the opposition change the game?
भाजपा का जाने का टाइम आ गया है। अब गुजरात के अंदर नई राजनीति होगी। 27 साल से जो ये लोग लूट रहे थे, अब इसको बंद करने का टाइम आ गया।
Will the BJP buck the trend?
ગુજરાતને નફરત ફેલાવનારા લોકો એમને ગુજરાત ક્યારે સ્વીકાર કરતું? જેમણે ગુજરાતને બદનામ કરવાની કોશિશ કરી છે, આ ગુજરાતની જનતા એમને વાળી ચોળીને સાફ કરી નાખ્યા છે.
December 8th with Arnab.
आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब बता, देखो आफ्ताब दिख रहा है, देखो मुंह छिपा रहा है अपना, कुछ भी बोल नहीं रहा है, मुंह छिपा रहा है, अभी से पछतावा हो रहा है आफ्ताब को, लेकिन कुछ बोलने से बच रहा है.
Security forces have busted a major plot of the terror groups to carry out a major terror strike within the Jammu city, and 2 IDs have been busted by the Jammu police.
IT department is conducting search in Greater Kailash 2, which is in the national capital. Now, ₹1 crore cash has been seized. First pictures of Aftab inside the prison in connection with the horrific murder that took place in the national capital.
यहीं पर आफ्ताब पूनावाला आता था और रात के 2 बजे लगातार वो 20 दिनों तक यही करता था. अलग अलग जगहों पर उन कंकालों को फेंकता था, उन टुकड़ों को फेंकता था. यहीं से 50
Good afternoon. Thanks for staying with us on Republic TV. You're watching Live and Breaking with me, Navedna Prabhu. Our top focus. In the month of June, some human remains were found in the Trilokpuri area of Pandinagar police station area of Delhi, in which parts of her head, hands and feet were found. Now, this incident took place after the death of Shraddha. So, obviously, more details that are emerging from the big Shraddha murder case. In fact, talking about this story as well that we are continuing to track here on Republic TV, there was also a conversation, an interview that took place with Shraddha's friend. Let's listen in to what the conversation was about.
What more do you know? I have with me, a copy of a text where she says, dude, I've got news, I got super busy with something. This text is on the day she was murdered, right?
No, that is not me. That was another friend of mine who got that text, and the moment she texted us, the friend who she texted immediately reverted back to her in like a couple of minutes or something, and just to reach out to her, like what was this that she's trying to reach out to, and within minutes she went offline, and the next question immediately our friend asked was, are you safe? That was the follow-up question.
The text was on 18th, and your friend, the common friend, says, what's the news? There is no reply. She goes offline, and 5 days later your friend, the common friend, says, where the hell are you? Are you safe? Is asking a question. There was no response.
Correct.
There was no reply.
No response. Yes.
No response.
No response at all. We then that was the time we got scared, and we raised an alarm, and we decided to go ahead with the legal route.
Let me ask you something. With everything that you're hearing right now, you really believe the story that this is done alone by Aftab, who was just watching Dexter, got so influenced by watching Dexter, on OTT that he decided to kill his girlfriend. You buy this story?
Not at all. It seems too far-fetched, and it seems that this is like, it's not a one-man job. It doesn't look like it is. However, I trust the process that will get followed during the judiciary and the case that is going to happen to see what the things come out.
Anything more you can throw light on about Aftab or Shraddha, the relationship, and why you feel it could not be a one-person job?
Yes. So the thing is that when we first got news that Aftab is being hostile towards Shraddha, that was the time when she had cigarette butt marks on her body, on her back.
How do you know that?
That was the first time.
How do you know that?
She came and told one of our common friend. She told our common friend who was a female, and so she confided in her because the marks were a bit inside her body.
Let me hear. Yeah.
So she told her.
Yeah.
And once she showed her the marks, then this common friend told us that, this is getting out of hand. Aftab is really acting hostile, and y'all should do something. Y'all should go talk to him, and that's what we did. We all went and we spoke to him, and
you spoke to Aftab?
No, as in the group spoke to Aftab.
How? Physically or on a video call or what?
Physically. We reached there physically to his
You
place.
reached where? One minute. This case is opening up.
At Aftab's place.
You went to Aftab's place?
Right.
And
once we were there, we told him that
in Bombay, Delhi, Vasai. Okay, you went there.
Vasai, yes.
He was living with her.
No, he was in a different place. This was where they were living together in Naigaon over there.
So no, but they were together. And how many of you went to meet him? What happened? Tell us everything about the interaction.
So once we were there, we told him that this is you're acting too hostile with Shraddha, and either leave her or just let her be, because this is not the way things are supposed to be, and stop bothering her, or we will tell the cops, because we had people in the police and we decided that we would do that. But then Shraddha insisted to not do that, as he was threatening her that if anything happens to me of that sort, if your friends try to act too smart with me, and then I will suicide and I will blame you and your family for it. So she got too scared, and she told us that I don't want anything to happen to my family, and we are not such kind of people who have the courage and capability to keep fighting such legal battles in all of these things. So she got too scared and decided to not go ahead, and then she was.
When this conversation happened, when you were talking to Aftab, was Shraddha in the room? In her presence, this conversation happened?
That I am not sure of, sir, because this happened for like a couple of days. So then the first day we were there when Shraddha was burnt, that was the time I seen her personally. But then the other things I am not sure of.
No, but you were there in the group when this conversation with Aftab happened. You all went together to tell Aftab?
Yes. For that I was there. But when we gave a mouthful to Aftab, that was the time we were there all together. But not after that. When Shraddha told us just to back off and not take the legal route and all, I was not there in that conversation.
And as more details are, of course, emerging in this particular case, we have our reporters on the ground getting the latest for us. We understand that Harsha is reporting live from the Saket court. On the other hand, Anuj joining us from the Mehrauli police station. Harsha, let me come to you first. There are more gory details that are emerging. We're also understanding that some human remains were found in the Trilakpuri area. Give us more details. What are we picking up? We're also understanding that he has to be produced in the court today. So the latest on that front.
Exactly, Niveda. We are getting to know that at around 2 o'clock at courtroom number 3, he will be produced by police officials, and the security outside Saket court has been enhanced as well. A lot of police protection is right now could be seen outside Saket court, because he will be produced inside court under protection, because there's anger amongst public also seeing this entire news that he chopped his girlfriend in 35 pieces. Till now, what in the investigation have been done till now will be produced in the court by Delhi police officials, on the basis of which the custody of Aftab would be asked for further creation, because the custody of week or more than that is needed by Delhi police officials to interrogate more and investigate in this entire matter, to link the sequence and dots to each passing event from 4th of May when they came back from Himachal to till the time he murdered and killed Shraddha, to till the time he disposed the pieces in the Mehrauli jungle. The new twist has come up about the human remains which was found in June month from Trilokpuri Pandavnagar area. Police is also sending that human remains for the sampling and along with the match of DNA sample of Shraddha's father's, it will be matched to see whether that human remains is of Shraddha or not. Because in May, the incident happened. He killed and murdered Shraddha, very brutality, and then in June month, that human remains were found from Trilokpuri, Pandavnagar area. All this sequence need to be chained and lined up together by Delhi police officials. Therefore, custody of Aftab will be asked for a week or more than that. At 2 p.m., we are expecting Aftab to arrive here. Therefore, a lot of security, a lot of police personnel can clearly be seen from outside Saket Court. Nivedna, back to you.
Right, Harsha. Of course, as you're pointing out, we're expecting Aftab to be produced at the Saket Court, and of course, security has also been deployed. But cutting across to Anuj, of course, who's reporting from the Mehrauli police station. Anuj, this, of course, is also, at a point where the narco test was requested for by the Delhi police because of the fact that he kept changing his statements as well. So what are the challenges right now for the Delhi police, considering the fact that this crime is backdated to about 6 months?
Well, that's the biggest challenge in front of the Delhi police. That's something what we are seeing at this point in time, and that's why this is the reason why the narco test was requested. Although the permission has been given, yesterday it was from the Saket Court when the permission was given to go ahead for the narco test. On the other hand, we also have to keep in mind that we have been told that he's again and again changing his statement and confusing the police personnel, the investigating team. That's why the police has reached to this outcome, to this decision that they want to go ahead with the narco test to clear more things, to get the clarity on the things that what would have been the situation, how it would have been planned. Because again and again he has been seen changing the statement. On the other hand, just one point we can take, he was earlier saying that he threw his phone somewhere, he has thrown it somewhere. That is something what was stated, but later it came out that he has sold the phone of Shraddha. That is something which is going to be very, very important. All these points will be taken in front of the court also today, that why the police investigation team want extension of the police custody. This is all going to be put in front of the court today. Any moment from now, what we have been told that around 2 he is going to be produced in the court. But yes, more importantly, the part of investigation. As since from the morning, we are seeing the police personnel in action. We have seen the police personnel again reaching to the jungle area where the body parts were thrown. And more importantly, the latest we came to know from the Trilokpuri area where the body parts of human has been came in knowledge, like has been recovered from there. This is also going to be very, very important, because from last 6 months, let me tell you, after Shraddha's murder, there is no update to the police personnel of an unidentified body. So this is going to play an important role. Although the DNA will be tested, the further investigation will be done in that also. The medical formalities will be completed. After that only something will come out. But yes, the police is taking that also.
Anuj, hold on to your thoughts. I'm coming back to you. We're also understanding that a controversial comment has come from a cleric, Tawqeed. Let's listen to what he had to say. All right, that is the breaking development that's coming, where we're understanding right now that a controversial statement has been made by a cleric where he's blaming live-in relationships. Now, this, of course, is in reference to the Shraddha murder, where Aftab and Shraddha were, of course, were living together. Now, Tawqeed has gone on to say that crimes are increasing due to live-ins. In fact, he's gone on to blame live-in relationship for the murder. Let's listen in.
है इसी वजह से ये अपराध बढ़ रहे हैं। इस लिव इन, मैं कहता हूँ हिंदू लड़की हो या मुसलमान लड़की हो, वो किसी के भी साथ अपनी मर्जी से बालिग है तो हमारे घर के सामने रहना शुरू कर दे, हमारे लिए डूब मरने का मुकाम है। हम कैसे बर्दाश्त करेंगे? मेरी बेटी अगर ऐसा करती है, मैं कैसे बर्दाश्त करूँगा? किसी हिंदू की बेटी अगर ऐसा करती है, वो कैसे बर्दाश्त करेगा? तो ये हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता नहीं है। तो हमें हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता और संस्कार इनका ख्याल रखना चाहिए। और हम अपने बच्चों को क्या संस्कार दे रहे हैं? मैं ये कहता हूँ जो लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि ये क्या बताया था आपने कि जिहाद है, ये इस किस्म की बातें, ये दूसरा सवाल है, जुर्म ही रहना चाहिए। जैसे लिव इन रिलेशनशिप, बिना शादी के कोई भी किसी के भी साथ रह सकता है। इसी वजह से ये अपराध बढ़ रहे हैं। इस लिव इन, मैं कहता हूँ हिंदू लड़की हो या मुसलमान लड़की हो, वो किसी के भी साथ अपनी मर्जी से बालिग है तो हमारे घर के सामने रहना शुरू कर दे, हमारे लिए डूब मरने का मुकाम है। हम कैसे बर्दाश्त करेंगे? मेरी बेटी अगर ऐसा करती है मैं कैसे बर्दाश्त करूंगा? किसी हिंदू की बेटी अगर ऐसा करती है वो कैसे बर्दाश्त करेगा? तो ये हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता नहीं है। तो हमें हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता और संस्कार इनका ख्याल रखना चाहिए।
Well, that was the cleric, in fact, suggesting and blaming live-in relationships for Shraddha's murder, where, of course, we were talking about the fact as well that Shraddha and Aftab were in a live-in relationship. So he's made a controversial comment as well, stating that live-in relationships, suggesting that it could be the reason for the murder. He's blamed live-in relationships. He's also gone on to state that crimes increasing due to live-ins. Let's listen in once again to what he had to say.
बर्दाश्त करूंगा। किसी हिंदू की बेटी अगर ऐसा करती है वो कैसे बर्दाश्त करेगा? तो ये हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता नहीं है। तो हमें हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता और संस्कार इनका ख्याल रखना चाहिए। और हम अपने बच्चों को क्या संस्कार दे रहे हैं? मैं ये कहता हूँ जो लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि ये क्या बताया था आपने कि जिहाद है, ये इस किस्म की बातें, ये दूसरा सवाल है, अपराध है। और ये बाई चांस, और ख़ास तौर से मैं हुकूमत से और अदलिया से ये भी कहना चाहूँगा कि पाश्चात्य जो सभ्यता हमारे यहाँ पनपती जा रही है, फैलती जा रही है, जैसे गे आपने फ्री कर दिया है, ये हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता नहीं हो सकती। हिंदुस्तान में इसको जुर्म ही रहना चाहिए। जैसे लिव इन रिलेशनशिप, बिना शादी के कोई भी किसी के भी साथ रह सकता है। इसी वजह से ये अपराध बढ़ रहे हैं। इस लिव इन, मैं कहता हूँ हिंदू लड़की हो या मुसलमान लड़की हो, वो किसी के भी साथ अपनी मर्जी से बालिग है तो हमारे घर के सामने रहना शुरू कर दे, हमारे लिए डूब मरने का मुकाम है। हम कैसे बर्दाश्त करेंगे? मेरी बेटी अगर ऐसा करती है मैं कैसे बर्दाश्त करूंगा? किसी हिंदू की बेटी अगर ऐसा करती है वो कैसे बर्दाश्त करेगा? तो ये हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता नहीं है। तो हमें हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता और संस्कार इनका ख्याल रखना चाहिए। और हम अपने बच्चों को क्या संस्कार दे रहे हैं? मैं ये कहता हूँ जो लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि ये क्या बताया था आपने कि जिहाद है, ये इस किस्म की बातें, ये दूसरा सवाल है।
Well, that was cleric Toki Raza suggesting in terms of the Shraddha murder case, blaming live-in relationships. In fact, he's also gone on to say that live-in relationships are not a part of the Indian culture. He also reacted about it by saying crimes increasing due to live-ins. We also have Ram Kadam of the BJP joining us on the broadcast. Ram Kadam ji, thank you for talking to Republic TV. How do you view this statement where on one hand, of course, India is fighting for justice for Shraddha? आप इस statement को कैसे view करते हैं?
See, there are 2 points. Point number 1 is Shraddha and her family should get justice anyhow. I think this is of paramount importance.
Right.
And the second thing which she raised by this Maulana about live-in relationship, definitely we can talk about is depend upon each and every individual's his own choice. But that is a debatable question. I don't want to indulge into that. This point of time, Shraddha and her family should get justice. That's the more important point. And the more important point is police should investigate this entire case in the direction of love jihad. If they do not investigate with this angle, then definitely Shraddha will not get justice. Because there are many sequences how he made to Shraddha on the Bumble site. He pretend that he is a woman rights activist. That is also a wrong thing. He pretended that. Then, secondly, starting days, he was very sober and then became violent. And the way he took a flat in Delhi, that is also adjacent to the forest. So there are many certain points which have been leading this entire case towards love jihad. So police should investigate in that direction. That is the most important thing at the moment. Instead of indulging whether love in relationship is right or wrong, we can debate it later on. That is not immediate important thing. So instead of blaming or indulging into this, right now, Shraddha and her family, how they will get justice, we have to talk about that.
You know, as you're pointing out, of course, the cleric went on to state that, you're talking about the fact that the police might have to look at the love jihad angle, but the cleric stating that live-in relationships are also leading to crime. So your viewpoint about that, of course, you did say that live-in relationships are a personal choice, but the fact that it's being linked to increase of crimes, what is your viewpoint?
First of all, in our country, we have not given such kind of any legal status for this live-in relationship, real relationship state. We have not given any legal status. That is a point number one. Point number two, whether we have to accept it or not accept it is depend upon each and every individual, their way of thinking. Again, I will repeat the same thing. That it's a debatable question. I don't want to indulge into that. And my viewpoints are completely different, that Hindu philosophy doesn't allow such kind of relationship. This is what my individual philosophy. I'm not talking behalf of my party. But definitely in our country, it is not legally, we have not legal permission. So, what Maulana is saying, that maybe his own opinion.
Right, and before I let you go, Ram Kadamji, last question would be with the fact that, of course, we are awaiting Aftab also to be produced at that Saket court and also further developments on the story. But what is the BJP demanding in this particular case? We also had seen you talk about the fact that justice is of utmost importance for Shraddha and her family.
See, from the day one, we have clarified our stand that we do not want to politicize this issue. But at the same time, Shraddha should get justice, and henceforth, we need to stop such kind of barbaric incidents which have been happening all over the country time and again. So our priority is Shraddha should get justice, and definitely the entire nation has been standing and supporting to her family.
All right, Ram Kadamji, we appreciate you talking to us on Republic TV. Well, Ram Kadam of the BJP reacting on cleric Tauqir Raza's statement, where Raza, of course, was suggesting in that particular reaction that live-in relationships could have led to the murder, or in terms of course, increase of crime due to live-ins on one hand. He's also blamed live-in relationships in general. Also, he's gone on to state that he's blamed internet for such crimes to take place. On the other hand, he's also stated that live-in relationships are not part of Indian culture. But that was Ram Kadam of the BJP saying that, in his opinion, personal opinion and not of the BJP party, live-in relationships are, of course, an individual choice as well. But like he pointed out, at this particular moment, what is extremely important is that Shraddha's family does get justice in this entire incident. Let's listen in once again to what the cleric Tauqir Raza had to say about this entire incident.
अपनी मर्जी से बालिग है तो हमारे घर के सामने रहना शुरू कर दे, हमारे लिए डूब मरने का मुकाम है, हम कैसे बर्दाश्त करेंगे? मेरी बेटी अगर ऐसा करती है मैं कैसे बर्दाश्त करूंगा? किसी हिंदू की बेटी अगर ऐसा करती है वो कैसे बर्दाश्त करेगा? तो ये हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता नहीं है। तो हमें हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता और संस्कार इनका ख्याल रखना चाहिए। और हम अपने बच्चों को क्या संस्कार दे रहे हैं? मैं ये कहता हूँ जो लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि ये क्या बताया था आपने कि जिहाद है, ये इस किस्म की बातें,
ये दूसरा सवाल है।
We also have Brinda Adige, activist, joining us on the broadcast. Brinda Adige, appreciate you talking to us on Republic TV. How do you view this particular statement? On one hand, of course, India is awaiting justice for Shraddha's family, but the fact that he's also linked live-in relationship to crimes increasing.
He is absolutely wrong. This is his patriarchal, oppressive, regressive thought processes. He must understand that live-in relationships have all of these kind of problems, but so also are arranged and love marriages. Does he want to say that these things have never happened? Instead of making all these excuses and placing the blame on the woman, on the girl, tell him to stand up against all kinds of regressive teachings that happen everywhere in institutions and religious organizations and in communities. He must now ask for justice because it was a crime that was committed by this Aftab, not go on objecting to live-in relationships. That is not at all an issue. The issue over here is there is an impunity. There is no fear of law by these people. And that is what requires to be addressed. The justice that can be given to Shraddha is capital punishment to this culprit. Capital punishment, swift and certain. Nothing short of it. And this man, who is a leader, must know more and more that he cannot go on talking in this patriarchal, sexist, misogynistic thought processes which are petty and regressive. He needs to talk about making families, communities safe for women and girls. And that means accepting decisions made by them. But women and girls do not want to live in relationships that are toxic and violent. And these are issues that must be raised by leaders, especially religious leaders, that violence has no place in any religion. Violence is not accepted by God. Regressive, oppressive statements of this nature is unacceptable from leaders of any religion, and certainly not by elected representatives.
All right, Brinda Adige, we appreciate you talking to us on Republic TV. Well, that was Brinda Adige condemning the statement that has come in by cleric Tawqir Raza, who of course has gone on to state and suggest that live-in relationships are increasing crime. Of course, this is in connection with the Shraddha murder case. We'll continue to get the latest developments on that front as well. But right now, we're slipping into a short break. India demands justice for Shraddha, now accused of killing her Aftab, to be produced in court.
आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब श्रद्धा को क्यों मारा? आफ्ताब बता, देखो आफ्ताब दिख रहा है, देखो मुंह छिपा रहा है अपना, कुछ भी बोल नहीं रहा है, मुंह छिपा रहा है, अभी से पछतावा हो रहा है आफ्ताब को, लेकिन कुछ बोलने से बच रहा है।
Security forces have busted a major plot of the terror groups to carry out a major terror strike within the Jammu city, and 2 IDs have been busted by the Jammu police.
IT department is conducting search in Greater Kailash 2, which is in the national capital. Now, ₹1 crore cash has been seized. First pictures of Aftab inside the prison in connection with the horrific murder that took place in the national capital.
A massive fire broke out in Jamia Masjid in the Drass area of Ladakh on Wednesday. The fire was brought under control with the help of the army, police, fire and emergency department, although the mosque was heavily damaged by the fire. Indian Army! Watch how the fire engulfed the entire compound of Jamia Masjid Mosque. According to the locals, while they were waiting for the fire officials to come, they helped the army to douse the fire. Drass is a sensitive region, but what is more unfortunate is that there is no single fire service station. Such incidents have happened in past also, but UT administration has not learned anything. Meanwhile, more details for the same are underway. Bureau Report, Republic TV. A massive fire broke out in Jamia Masjid in the Drass area of Ladakh on Wednesday. The fire was brought under control with the help of the army, police, fire and emergency department, although the mosque was heavily damaged by the fire. Watch how the fire engulfed the entire compound of Jamia Masjid Mosque. According to the locals, while they were waiting for the fire officials to come, they helped the army to douse the fire. Drass is a sensitive region, but what is more unfortunate is that there is no single fire service station. Such incidents have happened in past also, but UT administration has not learned anything. Meanwhile, more details for the same are underway. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And still to come on Republic TV, in the dock for money laundering, Delhi court to pronounce order on Satyendra Jain bail plea. We'll get you the latest on that. Stay with us.
In the latest Indian university rankings announced by QS, the world's leading university rankings organization, India's #1 ranked universities in various categories are IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, University of Delhi, University of Calcutta, and Amity University.
A massive fire broke out in Jamia Masjid in the Drass area of Ladakh on Wednesday. The fire was brought under control with the help of the army, police, fire and emergency department, although the mosque was heavily damaged by the fire. Watch how the fire engulfed the entire compound of Jamia Masjid Mosque. According to the locals, while they were waiting for the fire officials to come, they helped the army to douse the fire. Drass is a sensitive region, but what is more unfortunate is that there is no single fire service station. Such incidents have happened in past also, but UT administration has not learned anything. Meanwhile, more details for the same are underway. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Prime Minister right now is meeting with the diaspora. He's been given a traditional welcome.
Bail has been granted to actor Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore scam.
Kamal Nath, where the state police is conducting searches in the residence of a few people on the suspicion that they have links with the ISIS.
A Delhi court to pronounce order on bail plea of Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain, who is arrested under
250 seats. कांग्रेस और कमीशन, कांग्रेस और भ्रष्टाचार, हम मिशन से काम करते हैं, वो कमीशन के लिए काम करते हैं।
पैसों से चुनाव नहीं जितवाएंगे आप, कि आप अपने भविष्य के आधार पर अपना वोट देंगे।
There's only one channel for the result. Be live. December 8 with Arnav.
Well, we're of course continuing to track all the big developments in the Shraddha murder case right here on Republic TV. You're watching live and breaking. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Nivedna Prabhu. But before we dive into the latest developments, let's take a quick look at the headlines at 1 p.m. We're going to get more details on that. We, of course, have our correspondents as well on the ground to get us the latest. Now, remember, he is going to be produced at the Saket court shortly. In fact, security deployment has also been increased right ahead of Aftab to be appearing at the Saket court. Now, on the other hand, a lot of murky details also coming in, where we understand that in the month of June, some human remains were found, and the incident took place after the death of Shraddha. But the big lead right now that we're getting is the fact that the police has identified the car, and Aftab's car has been seized by the Delhi police. So another big breakthrough in this particular case, but the police have identified the car that has been used in the Shraddha murder case. We will be going to our correspondents on the ground to get the latest on that. But what we can tell you so far is that the police has identified the car. The car used to dispose the body parts has been identified. So that is the big breakthrough. In fact, we have our executive editor for politics, Aishwarya Kapoor, on the phone lines with us. Aishwarya, what can you tell us? This is, of course, a big breakthrough. The fact that the car has been seized by the Delhi police. Now, this is the very car that was used to dispose the body parts.
Well, absolutely. At this point of time, we are being told that the car or the vehicle has been identified. The murder vehicle in which this monster of a person, Aftab, used to carry the body parts of Shraddha. So that is a very important development. We are also being told that the car has been identified, has been taken into the police custody. Also, simultaneously, we are giving you another breaking news that the police is going to move in for extra custody to increase the time of the custody of this monster, Aftab, who is already in the possession of Delhi police. So they are just going to move to the court for this.
What else can you tell us about where the investigation stands?